Good morning, jewellery makers. How are you? Lovely to have your company. I'm with you for the foreseeable and we have got a cracking show lined up. You will not believe how beautiful the kits are, made even more beautiful by the wonderful talent of this gorgeous lady. It's Nadja. Hello, honey. How are you? I'm very good. It's been... Your mic's not on. Your mic's not on. We need to turn your mic on so we can hear Nadja. She is with us. She is with us. We're just going to flick a switch so that she can talk to you as well. Have we got her?
Okay, I'm on.
Yeah! How are you, darling? We'll start again. How are you doing, honey?
Very good, thank you.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been.
It's been a while since we've been together. There may be trouble ahead. We've got the continuation of your kit tombola. Ooh. Which is hugely exciting because the first kit, oh, it's just going to blow you away. Can I show you today's deal of the day before I go a single word further? It's astonishing. We have got Ethiopian opal, which... Do you know what I love about this? You've actually got coloured opals in there as well, but with maximum, optimum play of colour coming through. How amazing is this? Every single one, even borderline, sort of red opals coming through on this strand. Absolutely amazing. This is your deal of the day, and it is going to an affordable price tag. So if ever you've longed to own Ethiopian opal and not yet maybe had the budget or had the chance to get hold of it, today's the day. I mean, look at that one in the centre right there. I mean, they're all amazing, but that one with all those greens, incredible. That's coming up at 11 a.m, so make sure you do stay tuned. If you want to get involved in anything throughout the course of the show, of course, forgive me, I'm just looking breathless. And breathe, sorry, I always run out of breath. Anyway, if you want to get involved in absolutely anything throughout the course of the show, just ring the free phone telephone number at the bottom of your screen, or alternatively, if you're with us on the web, then make sure you check out those baskets because sometimes it is limited. All the W's at jewellerymaker.com. I've got big quantities as well, including these sterling silver lobster claw clasps. They're essential, especially with the high-end gemstones that we've been bringing you of late, and today, most certainly, the Ethiopian opal that you've got in the deal of the day. I've got Fluorite coming up, I've got amazing Amazonite coming your way, I've got Tanzanite, gosh, so much, I don't know where to begin. Now you're actually getting 10 of these, pick one up for you so you can actually see. Solid sterling silver, has the 925 stamp of course, and real quality. So they're 8x3, so they are most definitely a significant and sizable lobster claw, and you're getting the 10, all 10, not just the one. Now, early birds catch the early worm, that's what they say, isn't it? Well, you're definitely going to be doing that this morning because we are going straight down to really, really affordable prices with your precious metals. And like I said, sometimes we often refer to the fact that certain gemstones command a precious metal just because of the exclusivity. You're going to see them in abundance throughout the course of the morning, including today's kit, you know, Amrine in a kit. So that's a gemstone which most definitely, in my eyes anyway, does actually sort of deserve your high-end gemstone, your high-end findings. In total, you've got over 2 grams of sterling silver here, so it's a significant quantity, it's a significant amount, and it again tells you about sort of the durability and the quality of the product itself. I mean, do you agree with me, Nadja, that the high-end strands that we've got included in today's...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
sterling silver?
Yeah, you do.
I think so as well, and why wouldn't you? Because it does really add value to your pieces of jewellery at the end of the day, even if you're sort of not necessarily thinking on a business point of view, you know, just consciously, I suppose, just knowing that you're wearing precious metal.
Absolutely, even wearing for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And you need to treat yourself, don't you? Absolutely. I'm a huge advocate of that. Treat yourself. You do deserve it. Already lots of you on those phone lines. Already lots of you getting involved. For all 10, don't forget, genuine solid sterling silver. We're not talking about copper with a sterling silver overlay. We're talking about solid sterling silver. Super busy already on the phone lines, already lots of web bidders checking out, and you can multi-buy until your hearts are content, like Christine in Merseyside, like London, like West Midlands. Hello to you, Kate, Jane, Irene, Heather, Rosalane, Barbara, London, Claire. Good morning to you, Joe. Lots of you getting involved. That's 69 pence per clasp. You know, I've lost lobster claws in the past, you know, on bracelets or necklaces. And before Jewellery Maker days, you know, when you go in and you ask to replace that component in a high street jeweller's, it's all day long going to cost you double figures just for one. You've got all four here. That's the benefits. Well done. Do stay where you are on those phone lines. Should we stick to the sterling silver? I think we should. 100 crimps. Is it these ones on the desk? Gosh, they're long. Look at the length of, wait till I show you these. They're really, really, really long and substantial. In sterling silver, oops, I dropped one. No pressure. Drop one, try and pick it up. There we go. So you're getting 100 in total. And there we go, I was going to say inches then, millimetres in length, which is way above the sort of standard size, so more precious metal, more sterling silver. I often say when I'm looking at crimps like this, whilst they are a mechanical product, whilst they are, you know, they do have a definite function, I look at these and think they're too beautiful to be squashed. Do you agree?
Well, they're going to be hidden, but it's so essential, I think, that when you have a piece like that, that sterling silver, it has to be throughout. So
yeah, I agree. Well, you can't, especially if you're selling it and you're advertising a piece as sterling silver, you can't then put copper or brass or anything like that within. It does need to be consistent all the way through, as you said, Nadja. But don't you think these could literally just be restranded and threaded and look a stunning high-end piece of jewellery?
Oh, absolutely,
as it is. Don't forget, now if you're new to jewellery making and you're thinking, what on earth is a crimp bead? Now, I know they're beautiful. They do actually have a purpose, and they are actually, if you go on, if you get involved with this, in fact, just speak to our contact centre, they'll send you a free DVD to get started and a free get started booklet which will tell you all the basics, and these are one of our basic components. However, I keep referring to the fact that they're so lovely that if you just restranded this through some beading thread, it would be a stunning piece of jewellery, especially given the fact you've got 100 there, so that's a lot. This is the DVD that that you'll be getting free of charge, completely free of charge. Speak to our contact centre and they'll send that out to you, and you can get involved in this wonderful, very addictive hobby that is jewellery making. So now, you can't make crimps yourself. It's the one component really that you're not going to be able to make yourself, because it is effectively a perfect tube, cylindrical tube I suppose, which is designed to sort of hold and secure and finish off all of your necklaces or bracelets and things like that. But like I said, these are much longer than what we normally bring you here at Jewellery Maker. I think going back some, I've had 2 mils recently, but we had the 1.5 mil before that, so much more security. 2.6 grams in total, 100 for £5.95. Now again, we used to sell them in packs of 20, didn't we?
that must have been before my time.
I'm sure it was packs of 20 we used to sell our sterling silver. We've got some packs of 50 coming up in the show later on, but like I said, the early birds will catch the early worm and grab 100, so double the quantity. Wow. Double the quantity. Super, super, super busy, and they, like I said, really beautifully long. I'm just thinking, just rethread that rather, with some beading thread. Pop one of your lobster claws on.
Yeah, well, especially with the high-end stones, such as the Amrine, for instance, you don't want to put anything else to detract from them, but these are perfect to just put in between to separate them a little. Yeah, look great.
Absolutely. Yeah, separate them so the light can actually be used. So use them as a form of spacer, I suppose. Fantastic. Again, stay where you are. We will recap them, stock permitting. But we've got so much to bring you throughout the course of the morning, including this next star buy. Now, Nadja just said to me, the first item I ever brought was this, Elle. The first item was this gemstone in this cut.
Yep,
exactly in this shape.
That one, I think. Or maybe that's similar strand there.
As soon as I looked at this, I'm really drawn by it. Tanzanite is a blue gemstone, obviously, but it has got huge triachroism, so look at the amounts of pinks. I need to be really quick on this because there's not enough of these to go around. It's a double strand, a long strand of 360 degrees of Tanzanite, which is demonstrating all of that abundance of pinks. We're going to have to be quick because there's not enough, and it's a ridiculously low price point, given the fact that Tanzanite is nigh on unobtainable at this present moment in time. Do you see what I mean? It's obviously that lovely Tanzanite blue, but different angles, you'll see a real warmth, a secondary hue of pink coming through. Massive carat weight, and again, that real consistency, that graded colour that we all aspire to. Should be £19.95. However, it is a star buy. I'm not surprised in the least that we have got web bidders checking out straight away. My producer is saying to me, Eleanor, I've got no idea why or how or what this price slash is all about. We're honouring it. Last remaining opportunities. That's half price for Tanzanite. I bet, Nadja, you would have paid more than that when you actually. Yeah,
I think it was something like 13 or 95 or something.
Yeah, it's a gemstone which, without shadow of a doubt, you know, is commanding the huge price points now, and that's only set to continue. Never, never, never would you imagine it to be halved like it is right here, right now. We had 48. That's all. That's not nearly enough. To be honest, we could do with adding a 0 to the end of that in terms of quantity. However, that's what we've got, and you know, first come, first serve. Angela, West Midlands, Denise, Sharon, Maria, Lindsay, Belinda, Jackie, Susan and Alex, you've got yours, congratulations. Buckinghamshire, you're there as well. Telephone bidders, if you're on those phone lines, do stay where you are, don't abandon those calls. You are very, very close to owning Tanzanite, and it is a gemstone which, like I said, we've been talking about for the past, well, since we began here at Jewellery Maker. We didn't necessarily stock it when we actually started here at Jewellery Maker, just because it's high expense, it's very, very highly valued. At the moment, yes, I can bring it to you, and I've got a couple of other Tanzanite opportunities, but this has got to be the most affordable. Well done to those of you that have all made those confirmations, not leaving anything to chance, and again, lots of you choosing to multi-buy. I would do exactly the same. Okay, moving on to I've not seen this storage box before. It's really cool. Can I just say, this is like you sort of for displaying your gemstones, you know, because it's a hobby, it's a passion, isn't it, jewellery making and gemstone collecting. Don't you think this would be fantastic for showing off your gemstone collections?
Oh, absolutely.
We've got 100 and something in stock. 48. Now look at this, I'm going to show you all the way around. It's what I need to point out is it's not like our normal storage boxes. This is quite solid, can you hear? It's actually that almost like perspex, I suppose. It's not perspex, but it is almost like it, so it's not bendy, if you know what I mean. Comes with these flip catches at the front, so they literally lift up, obviously open up inside, and then you have got these individual containers and compartments which again lift out, smaller sizes. How fantastic is this?
Do you know, for findings, I mean, I have boxes at home obviously, but most of them have got a sort of opaque lid.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for something specific, a certain size jump ring, you don't want to have to rifle through all the boxes. That's perfect for that sort of
Isn't
thing.
it?
Yeah.
You've got this large area here, and then again you can just lift these out, move them around, organise them as well. These little individual sort of containers. I'm not going to tell you how to use your storage boxes, but I think this is probably one of the most, this is going to sound maybe a bit daft, but professional looking. Do you know what I mean? You know, this is something that I would absolutely expect, you know, the big designers to even use. You know, if you're going on sort of what do they call it? Sorry, I've gone blank. if you're doing commissions and things like that, you know, just displaying your collections in something like this really does scream professionalism. And again, it is that really solid, you can see there, it's a little bit more of a perspex than it is what than the other storage boxes that we have, which by the way I own loads of, then they're fantastic. But this is, like I said, a bit different in its in how it looks. But I think this could be great for actually sort of showcasing as well, showcasing the gemstones that you actually have within your possession. So incredibly beautiful as well, don't you think? Imagine it filled up. I know it's a plastic box at the end of the day, but imagine it filled up. Don't you think it would look fantastic? Shall I show you those little boxes inside as well? Now, these haven't been on your screens and I don't know how long. I love it. I think this is, like I said, you can imagine it almost on your coffee table. These are the little, you get 2, 4, 6, 8 of these little sizes. 8 of those. Then you get 4 of a slightly bigger size. Put those back. Really easy because they slot. So you've got 4 of those. Then you've got 2 of a slightly bigger size. Just there. Yeah? 2 again of slightly bigger, and then you've got that big area to the side as well. Fantastic. Haven't been on your screens did you say last year, Kim? Oh, it has been on recently. First time I've seen it. Fantastic. But Kim was saying we've not had quantity like we have today. Today's the day. If you want a multi-buy, you can. $12.95. Like I said, it's more of a sort of collectors and professional designers item. I think it just screams real professionalism. I can't talk today, Nadja. I can't talk.
I'll get better. And these boxes are great. I would use different colours, gold, one for gold, one for silver, one for rose gold, just to keep them separated.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect for that.
Kim's just asked me, and again, going back with what Nadja just said, you know, if you're mixing up your golds and your silvers and everything, and I think we've had a question into the studio, with the lid closed, do those boxes stay secure, and as in they're not going to sort of, you know, migrate into the next one? Do you know what I mean? The contents. Yes, absolutely. Giving it a good shake. They absolutely stay solid and where they were positioned. So, and you can move them around, as you can see. There's different areas. If you wanted to put the small ones at the top rather than the bottom, you can. So that's your choice. Well done. Do stay where you are on those phone lines. Super busy. They're fantastic, aren't they? Moving on to the kit. Now, I am going to start with the gemstones because I tell you what, it's not very often that I get to bring you kits with such high-end gems. I mean, look at the stunning pieces that Nadja's created. I'm going to start with your amazing Amrine. Now, this is your should-be price. Don't forget, Kim doesn't choose the price point. I don't choose the price point. The tombola chooses the price point. So we might be taking this to an absolutely ludicrous price. Now, here is your Anahi Amrine, this beautiful combination, this bicolour gemstone of amethyst and citrine fused into one from one location in the world. But look at that quality. Absolutely incredible depth of colour on both parts, and that's exactly what you need. But wait, still not done. We've also got some micro-faceted rose quartz, which I absolutely adore. How often do we see micro-faceted rose quartz? Very seldom in actual fact, but look at how they look like tiny little pink diamonds, don't they? Sparkling and glistening in all their glory. We've also got your sky blue topaz, and I'm absolutely amazed. This has got to be the first time that I've brought sky blue topaz in a kit.
I was so amazed when I unpacked everything. Really was so spoiled. So spoiled. Yeah, well, Nadja, firstly, you deserve spoiling. You do deserve spoiling, but sky blue topaz, Swiss blue topaz, London blue topaz, topaz full stop, imperial topaz. You know, these are all very high-end, highly priced gemstones, which I've gone up to by a staggering 800% over the past 3 years. Look at that colour combination. You're getting all three, and like I said, don't forget, I have got no idea what price that this is going to. So good luck. Dial in as soon as you possibly can. 0800 644 655. Just imagine what you would expect to pay for the Amrine. Imagine what you would expect to pay for the sky blue topaz. Let's make that tombola determine the price, shall we?
Give it a little spin. I get a little bit anxious at this point. I've done the tombola last Tuesday, we had it. Oh, sorry, Tuesday just gone, we had the tombola, and I get a bit anxious because I did take one kit down to £9. It was like less than a quarter of the price. Okay. Are we ready? Have I got one? Yes. That's not far off half price. Not far off half price. I pay that for the Swiss blue, for the sky blue. I pay it for the Amethyst, most definitely. Half price kit here. Incredible, absolutely amazing. Well done to each and every single one of you who are already making those confirmations, saying, you know what, Elle, that's absolutely good enough for me. I mean, how often do we see Amethyst? Amethyst is a gemstone, firstly, which is from one location on this planet, one tiny mine. I'm not just, you know, on a smaller scale than Tanzanite even. Sky blue topaz, because it's a naturally brilliant forming gemstone with all of that amazing sparkle. You see it in the likes of your sort of Harrods, your Fortnum and Mason along Bond Street. I mean, look at that colour combination. Absolutely exceptional beauty. Now, well done. Do stay on those phone lines. Super busy. Should we bring you the second part? I'll leave that with you because, of course, we've got Nadja, our micro macrame extraordinaire, here in the studio. And this is her speciality. Now, we have got the S-Lon and C-Lon coming up today in the 9 o'clock hour. So it's a new launch.
Oh, I was quite excited to hear that.
Really exciting. So look at this. We've got all of your S-Lon cords and different gauges as well, from your aqua to your rose to your light grey and your turquoise in their colour. But you'll notice they're different dimensions. So you've got the 0.9, the 0.3 and the 0.4. We don't often see all three gauges.
Well, they're great to have. A mix, because if you have stones, for instance, like the you know, the Amrine or the topaz, which have tiny smaller holes than the others, you can use the thinner gauges to work.
You can actually thread those gemstones with the 0.3.
Easily,
Is it the 0.3 that you actually use?
To thread them on, yes.
Yeah, there we go. So real benefits. And again, you use these for not just your micro macrame, you can use your S-Lon for general beading as well, which is very durable and very beautiful. A really lovely palette of colours there. Still not done though, because we've also got all of these lovely ribbon ends which come in a matrix box. 4 different sizes of your bell caps, and again, they're great for finishing of your style of pieces, don't you think, Nadja? Just because you do very fine braids, and it hides all the ends, basically. It
does, yeah. It's really easy to apply as well, to put them on, and for the kumihimo ends are great for when you have a rounder finish.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
So these, and if I just literally take one of them out, this is the biggest type. These, you literally just use a bit of glue?
Yeah, E6000, let it dry, and that's all you do, and add a finding, and that's all you do. Easy.
Yeah, simple as, and again, kumihimo, macrame, use it with your chains as well.
Your leather cords
as well. Suede cords, pretty much anything. £17.75 is where we should be, but the tombola price, well, who knows what that's going to be? Who knows? Thanks, Amelia. I like our new tombola, by the way. The last one we had was held together by sticky tape. It was very rustic. Shabby chic, I think they call it. Right, give it a spin. Are we ready? You saw that before me. Ooh. 11.50. There's only 91 of these available, so a lot more limited. Oopsie. You'd pay that for the S-Lon on its own.
I was just thinking that as well. I mean, the findings alone,
yeah,
actually.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you separate those components, you'd expect to pay sort of £11.50. Absolutely incredible. Well done. Do stay on those phone lines, folks. Super busy. Absolutely adore all of those gorgeous colours. I'm a big pastel girl. I love pastels as a combination, and I don't think the S-Lon could be more perfect for the gemstones. You know, that your Swiss blue and your Amethyst. Yeah. The fact that you can team both of those gemstones as you've done, Nadja, in your pieces just looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? Look at that. Isn't that incredible? It's like a fan effect of colour, exquisite colour. And if you're watching now thinking, I could never make that, believe me, you could, because Nadja is going to demonstrate it with you, and she's going to show you how to create these fascinating styles of braids, which are very historic, but again, beautiful for adding texture to your designs as well. But if you're thinking, right, you know what, I'm not necessarily a patient person, S-Lon is very much used in your pearl knotting, in your gemstone knotting, in your wish bracelets, in your kumihimo.
Yeah, you can use it for so many other things as well. Just adding detail into your other work, you know.
Yeah,
it's great.
absolutely. I mean, just that flash of pink in between maybe some sort of white cultured pearls works amazing, doesn't it?
Or in clear stones. Yeah.
Really adding to those colours, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. Okay, sorry, Kim, I didn't hear what you said then. And by the way, these will absolutely complement the Amazonite that we've got coming up, the Charoite that we've got coming up. Look incredible with that. We've got lots of beautiful gemstones which are going to look amazing with this as well. I'm eyeing up these beautiful huge boulders. Don't you think they'll look incredible? So again, alongside the kit, it's going to look absolutely incredible. So just stay tuned. These are coming up in the next hour, so absolutely fantastic. But shapes like that always do sell out, so just to give you a little bit of a heads up. Okay, before we do go anywhere, before we mosey over to the lovely Nadja, so we can learn, a moment in your brain. I'd love to be able to have the creativity and patience like you. Now this is going to go exquisite alongside this kit because of the shapes and the faceting of the gemstone, don't you think? Now we've only got 58 of these. They kind of remind me of a lovely sort of quite contemporary stained glass window. Lots of romance. You've got stylized hearts encased in these gorgeous charms. Now what you can't see from the front, and I will turn it round, is that there is almost like a well, I suppose, which you could put your resin within there.
I'm just looking at them, seeing the little spaces the hearts create. They're perfect to actually add your cords on, so you can use the square as a sort of bracelet ending, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And you add your cords on, so it looks fantastic, beautiful.
It's a really good idea, that, and yeah, actually use it as a design, because you've got, yes, they could be charms, but they can also be pendants, can't they?
Yeah, pendants or bracelet endings. You could add a jump ring to one end and a clasp.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And you're getting 5 of them as well in total, measuring 30 by 15 millimetres. 5 of these, and it has got the silver plate over the top, so quite contemporary. They're hearts, but I think they can also be kind of almost butterflies. If you do your seed beading, again, there's nothing stopping you creating those sort of clusters inside of the hearts if you wanted to, or just simply attaching it to well, some macramé if you wanted to on the neckline, and using this as the pendant itself. But as I said, very limited. We haven't got a huge quantity of these available. We should be £6.95. That's for all 5. Just over £1 each. Today, grab the last few whilst you can, because they're £3.95. I mean, again, you'd pay that for one, wouldn't you? You would. They're so beautiful, the little hearts. I always like hearts in them. I think everybody does, because it's not just the romance, it's the friendship, it's the family connections. It's a very, positive, I suppose, symbol. Lots of you there. Again, less than 50 of these remaining within the vault. That's why it's at this clearance price point, effectively. Antoinette, Judith, Tina, Rosa Lane, Jackie, Judy, Julia, Tanya, London, hello to you, Manchester, Belinda, Leicestershire, lots of you choosing 2 multi-buy. They're a perfect size for a necklace, a pendant, but also not too big that they couldn't be a feature in a bracelet or even earrings, shall I say. Now, let's take a mosey over to Nadja, shall we? I think we should. Let's take a mosey over, because I would love to learn about and show off, firstly show off all the pieces that Nadja has been creating. And yours, you're micro macrame specialist, Nadja, so you do quite detailed, intricate designs.
Yes, more or less.
Look at these. So you've got 3 stunning neckline pieces. The earrings, the bracelet, and you were spoilt with the gemstones, weren't you?
Yeah, and especially with the little golden box when I unpacked it. I really thought that was amazing.
Absolutely stunning. And of course, given the fact that S-Lon is a style of fabric, I suppose, it's really comfortable to wear.
Very wearable.
Yeah.
Very, and so light as well, so you won't feel it on your neckline or on your arm.
So it's not sort of a heavy, something that's going to weigh you down, so...
No, not at all. So if you're one of those people that don't really like to have things around your neckline, these things are perfect for you.
Perfect. Absolutely incredible. I mean, how long does it take to sort of create some of the designs like this, Nadja?
Depends. I mean, this one is relatively quick, probably about 2 hours for that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the bracelet probably about 3. It just depends. This one a bit longer because it's got some more details. Probably spent about 5 hours on that one.
Okay, so which one are you going to be demonstrating for us?
This one here, I thought.
We thought the choker style necklace. So we're going to be demonstrating with that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we create it?
Right. So I'm going to explain. So I just got one that I have already started. So I'm going to explain what we're going to be doing.
Sorry, my darling. I'll just move that out the way for you.
Right.
There we go.
Are we all right? Okay. So what you need for this is a core cord, okay, which we're going to be attaching all of the other cords to. I've tucked it away too tightly. So you need 4 working cords, which I've cut here, of the 9mm lawn cord, and then you need 2 of your 0.3mm. That's to thread on the stones. And what you need to do is cut them quite long because you're going to be doing a lot of knotting with it.
So approximately how long in terms of length?
About 3 meters each.
3 meters each.
3 meters each.
And you've got plenty within this kit, so
I've still got loads left.
Yeah.
So you need quite a lot of lengths because you need to do a lot of knotting with it. So once you've cut 4 of your cords of your aqua cord and then 2 of your 0.3, you take them and tie an overhand knot into all of them and tie them shut, closed, and then tuck it into your macrame board like so, and just quite tightly because you're going to be knotting with it and you don't really want it to shift around. I'm also normally using a needle to just pin down the knot to give me more control. And then the next thing is you need to cut a core cord. All right, so this is the cord we're going to be knotting all of these working cords onto. So also tuck this into your board quite tightly. I'm just going to loop it over. I usually loop it once or twice into the teeth of the macrame board. And then now what we need to do is attach the cords to that working cord. We're going to start with a pink cord because they have to sit on the outside because the beads get threaded onto that.
Okay, so that's a conscious, your point, or if you've got different 0.3 gauge and you wanted to use that, they make sure that in this design it's on the outside.
For this one, because the beads need to go, I'm just going to shift that.
Okay.
There we go. Right. So we're going to be attaching the first cord with a left double half hitch. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You would take your core and loop your working cord in an anti-clockwise motion over the core and then through the loop. Like so. So this would simply loop that cord once around your core, and then you'd repeat that one more time to pull it tight. The first knot is always a little bit fiddly because it's the first one. And
you often say that. Getting things started is a little bit trickier, isn't it?
It is because there's nothing else to hold it against, so it'll be a bit fiddly. But the second knot is much easier. So now once we've tied the first purple cord or pink cord, going to tuck it away and move on to the next one. So again, it's a left double half hitch, so you would loop it over your core in an anti-clockwise motion through the loop, like so. So it would look like that. And then you would just pull it tight. That's 1/2 of the knot. And then you'd repeat and pull tight.
So you're at the actual braid is going at the moment horizontally.
Horizontal, because we're just going to be working our way down at the moment. So it doesn't matter if it's straight or at an angle at the moment, because the beads in between will determine the angle of it.
Right, okay.
Okay, so we're going to be attaching all of the other cords. So again, I'm going to show you one more time slowly. So it is an anti-clockwise motion over your core, through the loop, and then pull tight, first half of the knot, repeat that, and this completes the knot. I'm just going to tuck this into the board and attach all of the others. So you would then just carry on attaching the remaining cords, and every time you finish, just tuck your cords away to the board, because that will help with security and neatness as well. If you're new to this, tucking your cords away really helps as well.
So it's a good habit to actually have, and it keeps everything quite tight and taut, doesn't it?
I do it especially when I'm working with a lot of cords, and there's a lot of cords on a section that I'm not currently working with, because otherwise it's quite easy to confuse them.
And they might get tangled, of course.
They do, and then often it happens that you jump a knot, or you miss one out because you haven't seen it. Right, so now we're at the end. And I'm going to use a needle, because what we need to do now is travel back in this direction.
So in an S sort of motion, you're doing a sort of an S shape, I suppose. Okay, before we travel anywhere, before we go back the other journey, the other direction rather, just wondering if anybody wanted to actually recreate this in different colours and textures and different gemstones. So, because I understand that that you know, we've got very high-end gemstones in this kit, so potentially you want something which is on a budget, shall we say. Well, this bundle is absolutely perfect. You've got the 4 gauges, similar gauges as well. You've got the 0.3 just here, you've got the 0.9, and you've also got the 0.4. So you've got the different gauges here in your coffees. It is like a coffee cake, isn't it? You can almost taste it. But we've also got the gemstones to go alongside that as well. Gorgeous shells. Look at these, quite dramatic teardrops. Shapes, nice. Aren't they gorgeous? Don't you think this design, you could sort of suspend these in the same way that you're doing? I
mean, for this you would probably just use a head pin and hang them in between the different sections.
There we go. Great, so a little bit easier then, maybe. A little bit easier. Then you've also got these lovely tubes, 2 strands like that. And last but by no means least.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah, these are really dramatic shell nuggets, so great for creating texture. I'm going to lift up, do you know what I'm going to do? Lift those colours in as well, so you can see it all together as a combination. So beautiful. Such a nice colour combination, yeah. I love earthy tones like this. Well, I'm wearing something quite similar today. Earthy tones, quite rustic, quite natural, I suppose. So yeah, it's going to really create that colour combination, but texture alongside it as well. Low in stock should be $29.60. That's for 4 strands of shell and the 4 different S-Lon with your different gauges also. Not $29.60 today. Wow. We've basically given you a double kit, haven't we?
I think so.
It's basically you've seen the high-end kit, and this is maybe your more affordable. $19.95. It's basically a double kit.
Definitely, and those shells, they're just great.
Amazing, aren't they? Because you can recreate the exact same techniques, because they're the exact same gauges of S-Lon that Nadja is doing right now. It's just different colours and different gemstones. Check out, super busy this morning. Do stay where you are on those phone lines. Okay, let's bring you some gorgeous tiger's eye though before we go anywhere, shall we? This lovely chatoyant gemstone, starting with the, oh, you get both. Faceted rounds as well.
I love those. I think they're amazing.
Look at the amount of chatoyancy that you're getting, Nadja.
Oh, They're amazing, especially with the faceting. I'm such a fan of faceted tiger's eye, just because it shows off that chatoyancy so well.
It does, just when you think tiger's eye couldn't look any better, we bring you something like this. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Look at that gorgeous sparkle. Chocolate liqueurs, I see that, can't you? You've got that flash of red, and you've got that wonderful intensity of yellow. Micro, as you can see, they've actually got the faceting around the exterior, which really plays with that light and adds, like Nadja said, to the chatoyancy. They're both 12 millimeters round. Again, with your S-Lon that we've just had, certainly would be very easy just to simply knot between these.
And those would go well with a second kit as well for men's jewellery, because I think they're very unisex.
That's a really good point. I didn't know, I mean, I've seen tiger's eye for many years, of course, but certain tiger's eye can actually be dyed, and it'll encourage the colour, the chatoyancy forward, which I just think is absolutely magical. I'm loving these. Like I said, just when you thought tiger's eye couldn't be any more appealing, we show you something like this. Double strand opportunity of your red and your yellow tiger's eye. Rich, warm reds coming through. Really kind of, caramel-like, I suppose.
I know, I just want to put them in your mouth.
You do, yeah. In fact, didn't you say that? I just want to eat these gemstones earlier on this morning before we get. Don't do that, by the way.
Big nugget,
don't do that. But I was like, I just want to eat the gemstones. They look so delicious. £15.90 to get hold of. A massive carat weight. Oh, hang on, no, it's not stopping at £15.90. Wow. £11.95 for both of those. That's an amazing deal. What's that? Let's call it £6 each.
That's nothing.
£6. That's nothing, like you said, for tiger's eye of this gorgeous gemstone.
And that size.
Gemstone size. What's the carat weight overall? Just have to load the details. Look at that flash of pink that you're getting down here. Can you see this? The flash of pink that you're getting through. See, it's not just the reds or the yellows that you see. It's massive chatoyancy and it's play of light. 740 carats you're getting in total here for £11.90. That's incredibly affordable, isn't it? Okay, leave that with you again. Bear it in mind for your men's jewellery, which is coming up in the next demonstration as well. Okay, so back to you. You've done your zig, now you're zagging.
I'm going back to the other side.
Cool.
Okay, so to do that, it always helps if you have a pin, because that will give you a nice crisp sort of edge when you're coming back. So I always use it, you kind of slot it in right where the last knot is.
At an angle as well.
At an angle as well, because if you don't, and if you keep it straight, your cord will just slip off and then you won't be able to knot nicely. So once you've done that, you just take the cord and feed it back over to the left. And this time we're going to be knotting right double half hitches, because we're going from right to left. So how to do this is you go in a clockwise motion this time. Your working cord goes over your core, and you pull the loose end through the loop and pull tight, and that is the first half of your knot. And then you repeat that one more time, so it is clockwise and through the loop and pull tight. And you always do this twice for a knot, because if you only do one, it's just a half hitch, so you need to do it twice.
And you said it was a double, didn't you?
It's a double half hitch, just because we're doing it twice. So you do the same for all of the remaining cords. So it is once and then twice. And I'm going to show you once more slowly. So it is clockwise, through the loop, pull tight.
And it slides down beautifully. It
slides, and the important thing here also is always keep your core taut. If it's loose, it can just pop out of place like that. So I'm not sure if you can really see that. If it's loose like that, it should be like this. If it's loose, it might just pop out of place. I don't really know if you can see.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can see that.
So then you just repeat that one more time.
Nice and tight.
And then pull, and make sure you're setting your working cords aside. And then move on to the next one. And when you get to the end, we're going to be adding on the beads. Just going to tag that one. And then the last 0.9.
So adding the beads, and don't forget you're adding the beads to the 0.3, which I don't know, we don't see very often the 0.3 gauge of S-Lon, do we?
I think we've seen it quite a few times, the 0.3, so
Oh, have you had it
Yeah,
then?
in kits I've had it a few times. It's fantastic.
You've been spoiled. Well, it's understandable you get
spoiled.
it though, I suppose. It's understandable. I've not seen it in a while. Anyway, as you were saying.
Right, so now I'm going to have the task of threading on these fantastic quartz. I don't even know how they facet them because they are so delicate. So that's one on. I really had to have a strong light when I was doing them because they're just so beautiful. But once you have them added on, they add such detail to your pieces. There we go, the last one. If I can see it. There we go. So now, I don't really know if you can see it, or maybe we should have used the black board.
No, that's fine, we can see them perfectly there.
So now you've got your cords added on to the last one. And the amount of beads you have on the 0.3.
How many have you put on there? Three,
yeah. So you can see them.
Yeah.
The amount of beads you add on to that last cord also determines the gap of
the thickness,
the zigzag. Yeah. So if you have more, it helps you to keep them equal. If you don't use beads at all, it's much harder to keep the zigzag at a straight angle and equal.
So actually, adding the beads is helping you.
Definitely,
is actually helping you.
Definitely, because it helps you to keep the gap the same. So then all you do is once you added the beads on, you just knot the last cord
to secure them.
To secure it, and that's that added on.
Amazing. So literally, you've created the zig and you've determined the size with the quantity of the gemstones that you've put in between.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Now look at these silver-plated clasps, and I know you use these in abundance, don't you?
Yes, I like them.
Perfect for anybody that loves working with your cords like macrame, like your kumihimo wood, like I said, anything like related. These are, I love these shapes because they're very contemporary, I suppose. They almost remind me of sort of helicopter.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the rotations, I suppose, of a helicopter. You're getting 6 in total, and they are substantial. They're substantial toggles themselves. As you can see, the dimensions go right the way up to 6.2 millimeters.
I don't think I had those ones before, the helicopter ones.
Yeah.
They're great. What I like about them is the hole is so small because, for instance, if I turn this around, the neck piece on this one I've used a clasp, but on others I've used these ones.
Yeah.
And because the threads are so fine and not like kumihimo where it's thicker, these are great for that sort of size.
So these are going to really sort of secure your finer threads, like your S-Lon in your 0.4 and your 0.3 gauge. You're getting 6 in total, so 2 packs in total. Lovely shapes, very like I said, quite contemporary and modern, I suppose. And whilst the toggle itself is substantial, what Nadja was pointing out there is that the actual hole itself, where you hide the threads, is actually quite considerably smaller. Again, always hugely popular, always lots and lots of demand for these. We should be bringing you, don't forget you're getting 2 packs, $9.90, so super affordable. You're getting 6 clasps here. That's six of Nadja's designs effectively that you can recreate. Not $9.90 and so easy, absolutely. £5.95. Wow.
That's a really good price.
£3. That's £1 each, really, isn't it? It's £1 each. And simple, do you just use your E6000 glue?
That's it. You let it dry for overnight, 10 minutes, just depending what you're doing, and it's strong.
Yeah.
It really won't pop out.
So it's, you know, it's again recreating, having that professional finish. Love those. And think outside the box, because they can also be, cufflinks, they can be
that's a good idea.
Pendants or bails if you wanted to. Fantastic. Okay, back to you, Nadja, my darling. So you've attached the rose quartz.
Yes, attached the rose quartz. So all we need to do now is travel back. So I've already added my pin here.
At what point do you add your ametrines and your Swiss blue?
We're getting to that now.
Okay.
So we're going to do. So I'm going to just travel back the other side. So basically it's just a zigzag pattern, and the whole design just consists of left and right double half hitches. So now, because we're traveling back to the right, we're knotting from left to right. We're going to be knotting left double half hitches. So as before was the very first row, it's anti-clockwise through the loop, and then you pull tight. And then repeat. It's a good pattern for someone that wants to learn how to do macrame because it's very repetitive. and you get to practice.
So if you like repetition, if you excel in things like knitting and braiding and things like that,
yeah,
then you're going to do well with macrame.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's, as I said, macrame often is very repetitive. You do the same knots over and over again, but it's a lot of fun because with those few knots you can create so many different designs. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so you're just literally taking your zig or zag, whichever way.
Yeah, you're just going left to right, back and forth. So I'm just going to add, and when we get to
let's pull you this way a little bit. There we go.
Out of sight again.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
it's me. I'm probably pushing you over there with the size of me at the moment.
Right, so now we are at the last one. So now I'm going to add, either way you can choose. If you have a look at the design here, I've added an ametrine, then a gap, then a topaz, then a gap, and then an ametrine. So it's up to you how many are alternated. So just depending how much you want to space them out, it's entirely up to you. And that's just the way I've done it. So for this section here now, I'm going to start with a topaz, and I'm going to feed, as you can see here, the 0.3 goes through very easily. Once you get it in, actually find the hole first.
It's always the way on live television, bless. I mean, you're under pressure.
Look, that was
no
great.
pressure. No pressure whatsoever, Nadja says. No pressure, I can do this.
Right, well,
I love the fact that it did feed through, and the point of the stone actually sort of nestles into the S-Lon itself, doesn't it?
And that's what I liked. I was so spoiled with that kit, really. I loved the cord and the way the stones sit on that. I never actually worked with topaz like that and the macrame design, so I really enjoyed working with that. Okay, so now you've fed on your topaz, and I'm just going to also attach it. So you would just keep going back and forth as I've shown you. Okay. Until you reach the lengths you need. As I said, for a longer necklace, for people that have got a bit of a wider necklace, it's quite small.
Yeah, you can actually do it to measure, made to measure, can't you?
Made to measure, yeah, you'd need a bit more cord.
At the end, yeah.
So I'm just going to show you how to finish off. There's two different ways to finish off, depending on what sort of finding you would use.
Okay.
For this one, I've actually used...
Shall I turn this round so everyone can see that as well?
Yeah. If I have time, I'll just quickly show you both.
There we go.
So for this one, what I've done is I've just tied a very round sort of ending, and the way I've done it is I've taken the right-hand cord, okay, and I've used that as my working cord around all of the core, loop it around once, through the loop, and pull tight, and this will sort of gather all of the cords together. Like so. And then to come back, you would feed it the other side. I'm just going to pin this down. And come over and just then loop it through.
There we go.
There we go. It's the, there we go. And
slide it up.
So basically all you would do is go left, right, you're zigzagging again. So now I'm coming back to the other side, loop it over, pull it through, pull tight. Yeah. And you can see how it's building a circular round column. And this is perfect, what I was saying earlier, for the kumihimo findings, because it's round and it fits in very nicely. So you just repeat, come back to the other side, do it again.
Are you always going in the same direction?
You're always going left, right, left, right. Okay. So it is out to the left, pull tight, and you need to come back. It's just so that the knots that you're creating is hidden underneath it. Yeah. Then you would come back to the other side. So that's one way of finishing off, to have time to...
Well, so anybody that has to think about sort of the positioning of their hands and their arms, etc., which is something that we need to consider as jewellery makers, especially as we get into it more and more and more. Obviously, it's kind of quite repetitive in certain designs. You want the tools to maintain a comfort, I suppose, so that you can continue making your jewellery, of course. Now, I don't get to bring them every single day. Nadja's just said, you know, as one of our guest designers, I haven't got these. These are Xuron, so we actually outsource them. We get these from a company which is very, very much reputable. Do get them as soon as you possibly can. They're spring-loaded, as you can see, so they retract quite nicely. Good luck. Already lots of you there. $19.95. It's worth investing in tools, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I mean, over the years I've bought so many tools and I had to keep replacing them because they were, you know, not really good quality. So if I had to do it all again, I would start with those for sure.
I think it's one of those, you know, it's those quandaries that obviously we're savvy shoppers and we want to get the most affordable and the cheapest, but unfortunately sometimes you do get what you pay for. Xuron, I mean, this is a super affordable price tag for Xuron, and they are very much creme de la creme of tools. So well done. Do stay where you are on those phone lines, and I don't think you'll ever need to replace those really.
No, they'll last you forever.
They'll last you forever. Okay, just quickly. Oh, back to you. Sorry, Nadja.
Oh, okay. I'll just show you very, very quickly how to finish off. What you would do here is grab all of your cords and take the pink one inside and tuck it into your board. And you take a cord on the left and a cord on the right, a 0.9, and simply tie a square knot. So you would make a 4 with the left-hand cord and bring the right-hand cord underneath everything. Mm-hmm. Feed the end through, pull tight, and this is the first half of the knot. And to complete the knot, you would just come back, make a reverse 4 over your core, and bring the left hand cord and feed the loose end through everything underneath and pull out on the right hand side, and then just simply pull that tight. And what this does is just create a square knot, and that's all. I
was going to say, is that like I've seen that before, is that like more of a macrame knot?
That's a macrame knot. They all are macrame knots, just different, but this one creates more of a flat design. That's why it would work very well with those crimp beads.
If I pull that down, then everyone can see the difference between those two. So this is a bit more circular, and this is a bit flatter.
And that's the difference. This one can work really well with one of those.
One of your ribbon ends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the top one is perfect for your kumihimo ends because it's round. All right.
There we go. Yeah, absolutely. It depends what clasp you're finishing it off with, I suppose. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic in terms of I've never seen that, the different ways of actually securing those. So amazing. Thank you so much, Nadja, and always so eloquently displayed and easy to follow. $19.95 only for your beautiful Xuron bent nut chain nose pliers. I've got time to quickly recap some sterling silver. Those of you that were maybe out and about this morning, maybe had to drop the kids off at school or haven't had a chance to tune in until now, I brought you solid sterling silver crimps. These are 3 millimeters in their length, so they're a little bit longer. Thanks, Emma. Just pop them on. I've got crimp bead covers coming later on as well. You're getting 100 in a pack here. And we were talking about, Nadja, not only with the extra length you're getting the security, but you know, they are things of beauty.
I'm just looking at them, I haven't actually seen them properly when they were over there, but they're really long and they would make such a beautiful feature on a neck piece, just like, as I said, separating out, you know, gemstones.
Use them as spaces if you wanted to, or just restrand with it if you wanted to. They're almost too beautiful to squash in all honesty. A crimp, you know, you can't make it yourself, unfortunately. It's not one of those things, those components that we can create. Well, never say never, there might be someone out there who can, but generally speaking, it's something that we always will outsource. But I always talk about, especially with our new crimps that seem to be coming in like these, I always talk about the fact that I think they could just be a finished piece of jewellery on their own. It is a recap, so already hundreds of these have gone, $5.95, and it is genuine, solid, precious sterling silver. So good luck. And there's a lot, there's over 2 grams.
I know, you could do quite a lot with that.
You really could, and 100 is easily going to go around the wrist line.
Yes,
easily. Check out those baskets as soon as you possibly can. Like I said, super busy this morning already. We've got more from the lovely Nadja, and you're making for men in the next demonstration. So make sure you do stay tuned. We've got S-Lon and C-Lon coming up. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Lots of amazing new gemstones as well after this.
There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget, you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Did you know that Jewellery Maker's phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2, or alternatively you can email help@jewellerymaker.com.
Did you know no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged 1 fee of postage and packaging? Select our standard delivery for just $2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $4.95.
When you place your first order with Jewellery Maker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today. If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund. Did you know that if you go to jewellerymaker.com and sign up to our mailing list, then you'll receive 10% off your first order with us? We'll also keep you updated with special offers, theme shows, program guides and Jewellery Maker tutorials. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Welcome back everybody, lovely to have your company this morning, and what a joy to bring you this beautiful summery gemstone that is Peridot. I mean, it just defines everything about this season, doesn't it? Or rather what this season should be. Vibrant, intense, alive, you know, energetic. Peridot is a natural gemstone which of course is idiochromatic, which means it gets this wonderful lime green colour from the presence of iron. Now, there is different locations around the world which source Peridot, China, USA, to name a couple. Kenya is not a location that we see every single day. And I tell you what, they've absolutely delivered. It doesn't matter about locality, that's not what determines the price point or the value of the gemstone. It's that chartreuse green. Now, 11 strands of amazingly faceted rondelles. I mean, look at that sparkle. Incredible, really. When you sort of compare other neon-like gemstones, which often have been maybe irradiated or laboratory enhanced and treated in some way, shape or form, this had none of that. None of that. It comes out of the ground in these wonderful zesty green colours, or rather I should say aspires to. But very seldom in such sizes. It tends to be, Peridot, actually quite granular, almost like grains of sand. And if you go to certain locations like Hawaii, for example, which lovely Amelia's off to in the foreseeable, woo! do, she says, yeah. Off on a honeymoon. Look out for the Peridot sands then, Amelia, won't you? She said, yeah, I'll take photos. Take photos, please. Send them back to us. Yeah, this gemstone can form, like I said, volcanic areas. That's often where it's discovered. Hawaii, you often see it sort of along the shores of the actual beach itself. So exceedingly rare to get hold of it in these big individual sizes. In the trade, in the industry, it's up there. Certainly, I estimate sort of like your chrome dioxide, like your Tanzanite. At the moment, for quality like this, it's exceedingly difficult to get hold of. If you wanted something which is a little bit more murky in colour and you were accepting internal inclusions, then yes, we can get hold of that. But eye clean clarity like this, that makes it very, 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 very difficult and usually very much considered. 11 strands, but they're absolutely jam-packed, 11 centimetres on this strand, but they're absolutely jam-packed on. I think they do, she says. Because there's a lot of web bidders who are multi-buying, and there's a lot of activity on the web. Yeah, you knew more than I did. I physically can't retain all of the prices that we go to this within a show, and to be honest, even if I did, Kim often goes beyond that anyway. So it's a little bit pointless trying to remember. But $7.95. No way, no way, no way would I imagine anywhere near that. Susan and Alex, Vivian, Kate, Yorkshire, Jeanette, Belinda, Marie, Lee, Susan, Martin, Norma, Jill, Patricia. We've got Sussex, Buckinghamshire there as well. Kaz in Hampshire. So many with this in your basket. $7.95 is absolutely incredible, but I've just heard my producer saying, you know what, Elle, let's do it. Let's just sell it out this morning, on and off. Kenyan Peridot, which we don't see every single day. In fact, I'm trying to call if I've even brought it to you in the past before. I've brought you locations of like China, where you get your Hunan and you get Hunan Peridot. I've also brought you USA, which may well be from the wonderful island of Hawaii. Different locations like that, but I've never actually seen Kenyan, to my knowledge, that I can recall. I tell you what though, it's absolutely packing a punch, and it's certainly not being outshone by other localities around the world, and I can't believe we've got it at $6.95. Ordinarily, Peridot of this size, of this quality, the colour and the clarity, you know, I would expect it to be sort of your £30–40 at least, and that's a jewellery maker price. I'm not even saying what it would be outside these four walls. So many of you multi-buying, I'm not surprised. Hello Leonora, hello to Rosalind and Linda and Elaine and Priscilla and Kent and Sue and Suffolk and West Yorkshire. Hello to you Janet and Beryl and Elizabeth. I've still got approximately 50 of you with it still in your basket, so good luck. It's a first come first serve chance. Did we have quantity of these, Kim? Oh, we had 168, but yeah, it's flying. It's absolutely flying. I couldn't even tell you how many have sold out as of yet, but it's well over half the stock. And we've got people buying 4s and 3s, and I'm not surprised by that at all. The quality. And Peridot, like I said, it is the perfect summer gemstone. All you August babies, this is your birthstone. Okay, shall we? I did say we've got the S-Lon and the C-Lon launch today. Excited. And by the way, I've got loads and loads and loads of colours to bring you as well. 4 bundles of S-Lon. 4 of S-Lon and 2 of C-Lon. Now, starting at the top. Now, look at this colour combination. I'm going to look at those two together. Don't they look fab? Those two together. That really vibrant coral. Oh, look at that.
Beach.
You see beach?
Beach.
Yeah,
beach.
like a bikini or something like that.
Yeah. Beach holiday, you know, and you go to Spain or something on your evening when you want to go out to a party.
This colour looks great when you've got a tan as well, doesn't it? This coral colour. Yeah, Claire is saying, I'm seeing nature, I'm seeing flowers and petals. But we're not done. And we're still not done. That was my arm. Still not done. You're getting all 6 in different gauges. So you have 32 meters of your 0.9 in your pink. Then you've got 70 meters in your chartreuse, which is in the center there, in your 0.4. Light maize, you've got 70 meters of that, and that is in your 0.4 as well. Then you've also got your lark, which is 0.3, navy blue, which is 0.9, and bright coral, which is 0.4. So all different color variations, but I tell you what, you don't have to use them all together, do you? You don't have to. But I think that chartreuse and that coral next to each other would be absolutely amazing. I've got 4 S-Lon bundles. This is all about sort of, well, like I said, earthy Mother Nature pinks and greens, that combination of the two. I've got purples and reds, I've got neon colours, and I've got blues. So they are all very, very, very much different. Should be £17.70. To get all 6, £13.95. In all different gauges as well. You've just seen Nadja demonstrating how to actually attach gemstones using the 0.3, and the fact that it did actually go through some of our sort of briolette top drill gems as well. So these will probably more than likely go through pretty much every single one of your pearls that we have.
Definitely will, and it's very, very strong.
Very strong. So would you, and this is, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but Nadja, would you use S-Lon over your silks?
Yeah, I would use that as well, definitely, just because it's so strong. If I wouldn't have any silk, I'd be quite happy to use
S-Lon as an alternative, because it is man-made effectively. It's a nylon fibre, isn't it? So it's really, really secure. It's not going to sag like silk will. Don't get me wrong, I love silk, actually used for knotting of pearls and other gemstones, but yeah, it's a great alternative and also great for actually adding that pop of colour. Again, super, super busy. Well done to every single one of you. Yeah, I should point out you've got 260 meters of your lark colour, which is this 0.3. So 260 meters is going to go a long way. Move on to the next colours, shall we? How about a little bit of 80s? Didn't really. Probably learning to walk.
I wasn't born.
You weren't born.
I'm just missed out.
You were born in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness me.
1990. Ah, bless Em, you're so cute. Yeah, I was born in 78, so I saw a little bit of the 80s dancing. It was all shoulder action, wasn't it, in the 80s?
I used to do this sort of jump step. Oh, goodness
What
me.
did you do, Nadja?
A sort of a
The
really
jive
weird
steps.
jump step.
Jump steps. Yes, I know what you mean, but it was all about colours like this. And by the way, 80s fashion, bang on trend again. I never thought that decade would come round, but it is. Neon jewellery, bang on trend. Neon makeup is bang on trend as well. So we're really getting back into these gorgeous colours. Aren't they amazing? I love the orange.
And it's fantastic. If you have like an earthy set, like we had earlier, the kit, just one of those colours, just make it pop.
Yeah, you don't have to use them all together. That's a really good idea.
Mm.
Like maybe with the tiger's eye, using one of these gemstones, like I said, just to lift it ever so slightly. They're fab. Can I just make a suggestion? Anybody that does macrame, maybe you can do macrame pet collars with these. You know, you know, that's. I think they could be fantastic. So they'd be quite visual, I suppose, at night time.
Yeah, that would work really well, especially for your different genders.
Yeah, absolutely. Key rings and things like that, you know, to attach maybe. Sandals, great idea. Any of you cyclists, you know, just wearing it around a wrist or something like that. I'm not saying that these are absolute safety, but anything bright is a good thing, isn't it? It's in darkness. But I love the colours. Now, you're getting 280 metres, all in the 0.4 gauge, £11.95. Gorgeous, absolutely love it. I mean, that yellow, I'd be using that maybe with your lemon quartz or with your clear quartz or something like that.
I think I'd knot it in between the brown tiger's eye, just to have a knot that's a different colour. Look amazing. Yeah,
it would look incredible. The green is amazing. Like I say, if you separate these as well, they're not quite so wow. You know, they can then they then tone themselves down, but all together they're going to create that wonderful impact. Tassels.
Oh yes. Yeah,
neon tassels. Oh.
Or clear quartz.
Do you still go to raves these days? They'd be good for that, wouldn't they? Okay, let's bring you the blues. Now, look at these. Gorgeous colours. From your silver to your electric blue to your apatite blue to quite an iolite blue actually. You've got all different colours of your blue gemstones. So sort of more iolite here, then your apatite, then you've got your Tanzanite and labradite maybe, don't you think? Yeah. The blue lagoon. This is Kim's favourite out of all of the S-Lon bundles. I don't know, they're all fab, aren't they? All fab. So again, use your cords, use your S-Lons to enhance the gemstones colour if you wanted to. But again, blue is always very, very popular. 280 metres in total, and again, they're all your 0.4 gauge, so very versatile gauge. Bring that price tag in for you. Get it whilst you can because we're super busy, and our S-Lon cords always sell out. They're never abundant on our website even. $9.95. Again, I know that before we stocked S-Lon, Nadja, you know, our guest designers, yourself included, would have to source it from elsewhere, and of course you'd have to pay postage and packaging.
Oh, it would be so much more expensive.
So Sarah Elvin said to me once, Elle, and I pay about £10 for one.
Yeah, absolutely.
From
with the
different
shipping.
locations.
That's absolutely right. And I mean, Jewellery Maker really is cheaper than anywhere else I've
Yeah,
seen.
there we go. But the same quality, exactly the same product itself. I need to move on because I've got your purples coming up next. So look at this for a combination. Again, we're going back to the variation of shapes and sizes. So you've had your blues, you've had your neons, you've had your sort of more varied coloured palette. Look at these.
That's beautiful.
That's really pretty, isn't it? And again, you've got the different gauges. So your plum, your rose pink, your magenta, and natural in the 0.9, which is the thickest of the gauge. 0.3 in your plum, 260 metres of. 70 metres of your magenta and 70, in your rose then you've also got, I've got really confused here. Start again, Elle, start again. You've got magenta in 0.4, you've got your plum in 0.3, you've got your rose pink in 0.3 and your natural in 0.9. In total, 622 metres. So if you've got all of these, it's going to keep you macrameing for I don't know how long. Oh, yeah, it doesn't have to be all about the micro macrame, it can be normal macrame as well. Let's bring that price tag in. Don't forget we've got the C-Lon launch coming up just after this, $9.95, which again you can mix up with the S-Lon. You don't have to use one or t'other.
No, you don't really. I'm just having a look. The C-Lon is looks like it's the flat one that we have.
Oh, I don't know. That's coming up after this one. But can you use the C-Lon alongside the S-Lon?
You could, yes. There's detail in between, definitely, because it's the same sort of make.
Yeah,
it's just a different manufacturer as far as I know. So,
there we go, there we go. So yeah, it gives you the same look, but a lot narrower, I suppose. A lot narrower. $9.95 only for all of these lovely colours. Would you? I can imagine. I've seen lots of our jewellery makers who've got boxes and boxes and boxes of S-Lon, and it's worthwhile actually having the various different colours. Now, moving on to the launch of your C-Lon. So different manufacturer. It basically is the same product, but they are much finer. Now these are 0.1 millimetre, and you're getting all of these colours. Bear with me, still more to come. So they're on tiny little spools, but that is 600 metres.
Goodness me.
75 metres on each of those little spools, and they are a 0.1 millimetre gauge. So what do you use these for, Nadja, your 0.1?
I personally haven't actually worked with that finer gauge for macrame, but I can imagine it would work really well for embroidering things.
Yes.
That would work really well for your knotting. I think there's plenty you can do with those. You can mix up the colours, you can combine them to make it a bit of a thicker gauge, then you can knot with that. But I think embroidery would be fantastic with that. That look fantastic.
Yeah, embroidery, so actually sort of embellishing fabrics as well as jewellery itself. Yeah, use these if you do any sort of lace work, I suppose. They'd be absolutely amazing. It'd be absolutely amazing for that. Are you noticing just how lovely and silky they are?
Shine, yeah, I'm looking at that. I thought they were the flat ones. I can't really see from here if it's flattish, but I think it is, and that's why you get that beautiful shine on them.
Yeah, real luster coming across, brand new in, not been on your screens previously before. And again, these you can use with your high-end gemstones. It's the finest gauge of thread that we actually have here, I believe, or I believe so. Certainly in all of the colours. Now we should be bringing it to you. Bear in mind, it's 600 metres, very deceptive. £15.60 for 600 metres. Today, the launch price, £9.95. Get them whilst you can. And again, you can double them up. You can always use sort of 4 or sort of 6 of these threads themselves actually tied in to the centre. Maybe with the deal of the day to encourage out more play of colour. Not that you need it at all. In total, 2, 4, 6, 8 of these individual spools. Leave those with you, brand new on your screens. I've got one more bundle of your C-Lon. And when you get this home, you'll really feel you can feel the beauty of it, because they are very silky, very silky.
Very silky, they do, yeah.
Now, did I mix them up? Hang on. We'll work it out. 4 colours? Oh, that's right. The white, there we go. Phew. Phew. I got them mixed up then. I literally put them down in the same area as well as, oh no, what's in the bundle? Anyway, so same thickness is all your 0.1mm gauge. You've got ash, you've got brown, chocolate, golden yellow and white. So really lovely earthy tones, quite like a fire opal, I suppose. This reminds me of a fire opal in terms of the colour spectrum.
Definitely, the orange is I can't talk myself today, especially the orange.
Yeah, it's quite Moroccan and rich, isn't it? Beautiful. It's almost like you can almost sense and smell the actual aromas and spices. Fantastic, well done. 75 metres on each and every single one of these. Again, lots of you straight away on those phone lines. We're super busy. If you want to get hold of it, and a lot of people tuning in for your C-Lon, you can use your C-Lon alongside S-Lon, like I said, the 0.3s, the 0.9, the 0.4, any of which is absolutely your choice. Use it in the same way that you would use any threading material. Very, very secure, deceptively so, even though it is 0.1mm. Launch price though, today, £6.95. That's for 375 metres of threading material. So like I said, it's going to keep you going for a very long time. Ooh, cookies and cream. You can taste the colours almost, can't you?
Yeah,
they're very sensual, very rich.
A beautiful combination too.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 in total you're actually getting there of your C-Lon. Well done. Do stay on those phone lines. Absolutely incredible. Now we've got star buys, we've got new launches, we've got brand new in, we've got inspiration. We've got deals coming at you left, right and centre, one of which you're going to love. Expect the phone lines in the web to go absolutely frantic, because it is those big, super-sized amethyst nuggets. Now, we have a mega auction quantity. Those of you that shop with us regularly here at Jewellery Maker, shop with me or any of my fellow hosts, and you love these, just trust me, be on those phone lines, dial ahead of time, because you're not going to be disappointed. This has got to be one of the biggest carat weight strands that we have in our entire vault. And it's embracing Mother Nature in their most organic form. I mean, look, they're almost glacial. You know, the textures, the fact you've got that smoothness, and then you've also got the high shine. look at these, amethyst, but actually lavender amethyst, which is bordering on some of the rarest colours because it has got those hints of sort of Rose de France hues. High shine, and it's naturally done so. These aren't polished in any way, shape or form. These are very organic in their shapes, obviously. Now they're big boulders of this gorgeous gemstone. They're always one of our most popular type style of strands, just because they're all about statements. You know, just one of them maybe on a pendant. One of these included not just into your jewellery but into your interior design. For those of you that go into those sort of crystal shops, you can often buy sort of organic shaped quartz, and they can be fortunes, absolutely fortunes. Not the case today. Like I said, if you shop with us regularly here at Jewellery Maker, and you want to make sure you beat the queues, because there is going to be a huge volume inundating our contact centre in a matter of moments, then this, I'm just giving you a little bit of a heads up. Listen, free phone telephone number for the beauty, for the richness, for the pleochroism, for the flashes of pinks, for the flashes of blues that you get in secondary hues in abundance, for the fact that these are embracing Mother Nature's natural beauty. You know, you can almost picture yourself unearthing these from the ground, drilled through the centre. So Nadja, what would you do with these? Because I'm just thinking just taking one and putting it on a sort of elongated sort of neckline piece.
I just think that I would be so pleased if I had a necklace restranded just like that. To show them off like that.
You would go, you'd go all out and put the whole, full 550 carats into a neckline piece. Yeah, fantastic. Why on earth not? Now, I had a 394 quantity. I haven't got that quantity now. Already lots of you choosing to multi-buy, and you are not going to be disappointed. This is the only strand I have remotely close to it throughout the course of the show. Our should be price already in single figures. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, listen, trust me, be on those phone lines, get ready, check out on the web, because you will be absolutely overwhelmed. We're not even stopping here. I've got two, there's another one behind here which I'm holding on to, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 big sizable boulders of genuine amethyst, totally and utterly natural, and it's at £6.95. Just see what I mean? That's working out at 28 pence per amethyst. You know, and if you actually sort of looked at these before, I'm picturing a lapidurist rather, sort of like orientating this gemstone, but they don't need to, do they? This is showing off that Mother Nature, she has beauty in its own right. No need for enhancement, no need for faceting, no need for polishing. Let's embrace all of these organic shapes and textures. Absolutely frantic as we expected on the web and on the phone lines. Well done to every single one of you. Check out, multi-buy, and if you want to get multiples of these, you absolutely can, because I'm trying to recall the last time I actually had a strand like it. I can't, I really can't. I've got fire within. Can you see the flashes of fire? You know, when you get this home, you'll see sort of flashes of fire which you get within a diamond, or the spectrums. See that there? So different colour spectrums within, beautiful texture and that high shine and high gloss. Well done, stay where you are. Love the fact that they are such a big supersized chunks of genuine gemstones. I would actually use these maybe in a fruit bowl or something like that, don't you think? They're fab. They're certainly a talking point.
Great. I mean, those were the ones that I just wanted to pop in my mouth earlier and eat them, because they look like little sugar crystals. I don't know
if you could, Nadja. They're very big. They're very.
Would be very good for my teeth.
No, definitely. We don't recommend that at all. They'd look incredible with the Peridot that we had earlier on, don't you think?
Oh yes.
Look at that for a combination. Oh yeah, we put that at the bottom of the screen. £6.95 for both of these strands. That's £6.95 each, obviously. How amazing is that? How incredible! And you've got the real contrast of colours and also the size and facets. Kimberly in Gloucestershire is saying, I bought these and the rose quartz equivalent last year and made a necklace alternating them using a rose gold coloured spacer. Gorgeous, absolutely. These are new in, aren't they? We've had, I know what you said. We've had something quite similar. Yeah, that would be fantastic, don't you think? That alternating. So yeah, maybe doing that with the actual peridot here. Well done. Stay with. I've got to move on in the essence of time. Congratulations to you. Moving on to. Oh, now with the big gemstones, you're going to want to have big clasps. Now, the reason for that is fairly obvious. Obviously, the bigger the carat weight, the heavier the necklace is going to be, or whatever it is that you create. Now, these are our most popular lock clasps. The reason for that is they're the big size, 9mm size. So, if you've ever struggled with doing up a necklace behind the back of your head and found that you just can't get it together, the bigger the size, the better. Same with your bracelets, but again, carat weight, these are going to support that big carat weight because there's a lot of sterling silver that's invested into them as well. The mechanism itself, if I can just quickly talk a slight amount of engineering, I suppose, because they are a full 360 circle, and I'll hold one up for you, because they're a full 360 circle, what you don't see is the actual mechanism and how far it travels on the inside into your lock clasp. So it actually travels almost sort of I wouldn't say exactly, but I'm guessing a good percentage of the actual circumference of the clasp itself. So very, very, very secure. You've got the 925 stamp there, as you can see, and these are 9mm in their diameter, so really substantial. You're getting 10. And I've got a 200 quantity. I'm just going to assume on the back of what you've just seen in that star buy, with the fact that we have got really, really, really high-end gemstones at affordable prices coming up throughout the course of the show. You're going to be looking for your sterling silver findings. Loads of these straight away in baskets. My goodness. Again, do you know something that I don't as of yet? Probably. Yeah, you definitely do. Sterling silver for £4.95.
I think I bought about 3 or 4 for more than that the other day. So
these are not base metals. This is genuine sterling silver, and if I just put my fingernail behind, you can really see the size. They are big, substantial. They're not tiny, tiny, weeny little clasps that you're just going to really struggle to do up. So those of you that got long fingernails like myself, or no fingernails, you'll find these a lot easier. And the fact that you are effectively, maybe with with a necklace, you're actually doing it blind, essentially, aren't you? So the back of your head. So you need the clasp itself to be that bit bigger. But again, there's a lot of precious metal that has been invested into this opportunity, and we're under a £5. They are flying. We had over 200 of these available. They are the biggest size, to my knowledge, that we actually stock. I don't think we do any bigger than these in what is actually called a bolt ring. They're called a bolt ring clasp. Great for chainmail, just because you continue that sort of spherical, circular motion, I suppose, throughout the course of the actual piece of jewellery. I've got rows upon rows upon rows of you on those phone lines. Again, well done to every single one of you. Now, I did promise some sterling silver crimp covers, didn't I? I did promise. Crimp covers 26. We had the crimps. Now it's the crimp covers. We've had the bolt rings. We're covering a lot of sterling silver today. Lots of sterling silver deals. I mean, how beautiful is that? A crimp cover is kind of like a little Pac-Man. Looks like a Pac-Man. There are less than 100 of these available, and what you actually do is squeeze them round a crimp, and it hides the actual function, I suppose. Makes your pieces of jewellery look that little bit more beautiful, and you'll see why, just because they've got loads of lustre. A lot of our designers actually use these as an alternative to spacer beads, basically.
yeah, because they look so nice.
They do, don't they? They look absolutely beautiful. And these are your precious metal. I'll hold one up for the beginners. Again, if you speak to our contact centre, they'll be able to send you out a Get Started booklet or DVD. And they'll, within that DVD and booklet, you'll know exactly what these are used for. So they're designed to replicate, I suppose, a perfect bead. 4mm in size, and you're getting a pack of 100. So they're going to go a long, long, long way. There's well over 4 4 grams of sterling silver. So again, lots of precious metal, lots of polish here. So you've got beautiful, beautiful amounts of luster. We've had the bolt rings. You've seen how quickly they sold out. We've had the crimps. We've had the lobster claw as well, hugely popular. I should be bringing these to you at £12.95 this morning, but should we keep it all under £10? So far, it's all been under £10, isn't it? So far, for genuine sterling silver, I mean, look how beautiful it is. If I turn it round, you can actually see that lovely, beautiful luster that you're going to get from one of our crimp bead covers. They are, like I said, perfect way of covering knots if you wanted to. Maybe if you've purchased some of the S-Lon or something like that, and you wanted to put the occasional splash of sterling silver, great way, just literally wrap this around one of those knots and it looks absolutely amazing. Again, loads and loads and loads of you there. Do you use crimps within your macramé?
Yeah, I do sometimes when I want to finish off certain ends a certain way. But what I've used these before is I once made a sunstone bracelet and I accidentally crashed one of the stones, so there was a bit of a slack between the findings and the stone, where you would see, you know, the tiger line. And I used one of those or two of those spaces just to add in a bit of design, and then that would tighten up the design again.
So it kind of repaired it.
It repaired it. It just added a bit of that extra detail, which looked quite nice, and it fixed that slack that I created by crushing one of the stones accidentally. Absolutely.
Oh well, yeah, and it's going to look beautiful because you've got the luster. So, yeah, a sacrifice of a gemstone, but then adding in sterling silver is a great way of accommodating it, I suppose. Okay, moving on. How about some stunning pearls? Now, who loves irregularity? Who loves something a little bit more unusual, I suppose? Doesn't want to conform every single day of the week? Who's that? Who's like that? Who likes to be a little bit rebellious? Because to me, a biwa pearl is all about that. It's not conforming to what we stereotype as the perfect pearl. You know, and it's all down to personal preference, obviously, but we demand for the highest price points the perfect rounds. A biwa pearl is saying, nah, I don't want to be round. I want to be irregular. And I want to show off all of my irregular characteristics and beauties, and I tell you what, with my irregularities, I'm going to bring optimum pearlescence. So look at the amount of colours, that you get from a biwa pearl. 2016. We are really embracing your biwa pearls, your keshi pearls, your Baroque pearls as well. I was talking to, funnily enough, I was with a friend yesterday as she was choosing a diamond ring, very nice, and she was speaking to a jeweller's from Bath way, actually, funnily enough, who travelled to see her, and we were talking about pearls, and he was saying exactly the same as what I am right now. It's all about the keshi, it's all about the biwa, it's all about the Baroque, those shapes and sizes, which whenever something's fashionable and on trend, expect the price tags to usually follow quite swiftly. These are long, dramatic, drilled through the centre as well, so you can recreate those lovely textures and designs. I love biwa pearls really on a sort of long 32-inch length neckline piece, so multi-buy. This is going to be one of those opportunities where you could. It should be at £14.95. That's where we should be. However, today, how about we bring it to you at a single figure price tag? These are genuine pearls. We're not talking about fake synthetics or glass. Formed within a living mollusk. This beautiful, beautiful gemstone has got all of those wonderful irregularities, those characteristics which play with colour, don't you think? Look at the amount of spectrum of hues that you get across the surface of each and every single one of them. Again, super, super busy. Single figure price tags. Well done to every single one of you. What would you do with these, Nadja?
I'm thinking I would put the tiger's eye with them in between, or maybe the shell pearl sort of nuggets we had earlier
Yeah.
in between as a necklace, and then for a nice maxi dress or something like
That
a
would
really
be lovely.
long.
Yeah, really long style.
yeah,
I actually went last summer, actually, funny enough, and it was a went to a big sort of, well, kind of like a garden party, I suppose. And I was wearing biwa pearls then, and the amount of people that commented on the biwa pearls, just because they're so striking, aren't they? I've actually got potato pearls coming up next. So again, another these ones. Just goes to show this gemstone can come in so many different variations. You can have round, you can have cultured, you can culture pearls, synthetic shell pearls. You can have your ovals, you can have your potatoes like this, which I absolutely love that combination, don't you? Don't you think that's amazing? These are coming up a little bit later on. In fact, should we do it now? Should we do it now? Okay, so all about the oval shape here. In fact, pop those over there. You're right, Emma.
Yes, sorry.
Bless you, that's all right, my darling. Never apologise for coughing, can't help it. Look at these. So, lovely oval shapes. Very consistent in their shape as well, and drilled through the centre. Look at the contrast of what you can actually create with not necessarily changing the gemstone, but just changing the shape of the gemstone. Now, these are way more limited. We have got less than, in fact, we've got 50 of these available. 6 by 7 millimeters in size, and beautifully uniformed in their size. What do you do with these then, Nadja? Because I literally would just say restrand them.
That's exactly what I was thinking. They're just classically beautiful, or else add a touch of color in between, maybe like you know, the Peridot we had earlier in between as a spacer. That looks stunning.
Yeah. What gemstones do you like to use alongside your pearls? Because
you could use anything.
some people say ruby, some people say Tanzanite all the time.
I quite like ruby to use with that. That's quite a nice sort of touch of colour, but I think Peridot, I like to mix the green,
they look amazing with Peridot. What about today's deal of the day, which is coming up at 11 AM, don't you think? Don't you think that would be an amazing combination? And I wouldn't normally say this, just because because a pearl is a lighter colour. Normally I would say put another colour to encourage the play of colour of your opals, but actually, such as the quality of your deal of the day, I don't think it needs that at all. So I think that looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, Peridot, absolutely incredible. Tanzanite looks amazing too. How about Charoite? There's a rare opportunity that I get to say that gorgeous gemstone. Bring in that price tag for you. What on earth has just happened? 50 of these were available. It's fast as fingers first, Kimbo says to me, my producer. You know what? That is an absolutely ridiculous deal. I don't think you could even buy your sort of your synthetics or your plastic beads for that. Genuine cultured pearls that are formed within a mollusk itself. Amazing. 50 were available. Kim, please tell me they've sold out. Very nearly, she says. Very, very nearly. Because you know what? How can we pass up opportunities like that, Nadja? Even if we own loads of pearls, like me, I do. I own loads and loads and loads of pearls. I cannot pass up opportunities of £5.95 price tags, because this is a gemstone that I know I'm going to look back on, or rather, this is a purchase I know I'm going to look back on. Well, don't even have to look back. I know is a solid purchase.
Now, are you thinking about giving somebody a gift? If you give somebody a pearl bracelet, they're going to think you spent an absolute fortune on that.
Of course they are. They're not going to think £5.95. It's absolutely insane, that price tag, don't you think? They're going to sell out though. Well done. We have got coming your way an incredible star buy, and one of the gemstones that I did suggest which would look amazing with these, one of my favourite gemstone combinations is pearls alongside your Tanzanite, and guess what? It's in the star buy after this. Okay, For those of you that don't know, we celebrated our 6th birthday, our 6th year here at Jewellery Maker only, well, this month actually, the beginning of this month. And I tell you what, it was a huge celebration where I know so many of you enjoying, capitalised on the incredible birthday deals. We're about to bring you one which basically I think has slipped through the net. You know, why this hasn't been a sellout already, I do not know. Potentially it wasn't on, maybe we ran out of time on air, that happens from time to time. Maybe we had too much product within an hour, that happens from time to time. But yeah, this is one of those that has slipped through the net, but fantastic for you, because that means that you can maximise on this birthday opportunity. We haven't moved on from that event and then said, right, elevate the prices. Because this was allocated as a birthday strand, a birthday deal, we're going to do exactly the same again. Now, from the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, we need to recognise that whilst I've been saying it for probably over a decade, in actual fact, I've been talking about the fact this gemstone's imminent depletion is looming. I actually, and it's only my personal opinion, I actually believe mining will cease before the gemstone actually depletes. And the reason for that is, quite literally, more money is going into the ground than is coming out. Does that make sense? And it's no longer financially viable. Now, what they could do, the companies that own those mines, is say, well, okay, it's costing us more, it's going to cost you more. Makes sense? Absolutely. Or they could retain everything that they have already, elevate those price tags and simply close the mines. The 4 mines that were underway once upon a time, many of them have already closed for production. We used to source predominantly from D Block. It's no longer mining this gemstone. Now, yet, all of that, my predictions considered, this gorgeous, gorgeous gemstone with its vanadium rich colour, those violet blues, occasionally displaying wonderful greens and pinks in many occasions, and you have got occasions on this strand, that's why I mention it, secondary hues coming through. It longs to have the depth of saturation and depth of colour that you're looking at. Tanzanite can be quite white, can be quite pale and insipid. Not the case here. This is a birthday strand, and for some reason, I don't know how, it's a long strand too, I don't know how or why, but it has slipped through the net, and I have got opportunities for our connoisseurs. I'm saying connoisseurs rather than our jewellery makers, because whilst I know that's what you are, but you are connoisseurs if you are getting involved right now just because of the intensity of colour. There's no denying that that is Tanzanite. You know, sometimes when, and I've done it before, looked into the shop windows, and I'm not saying every jeweller's is like this, because it's not, of course. I've looked at very, very high-end examples of Tanzanite, but I was looking in one store the other day, which shall remain nameless, it's one of the big chains, and I was like, is that even Tanzanite? It didn't even look like it. It was that pale and lacking in its colour. Already web bidders and telephone bidders on those phone lines. Already confirmations being made. This is pure and simply a birthday price point for you. Our should be is $27.95. We're not even stopping there. Like I said, in celebration of our 6th year and birthday, so thank you to all of our regular customers, new and old. $17.95, a full crisp orange £10 note back into your pockets for 34 centimetres of this continuous quality, amazing genuine Tanzanite. I mean, again, this is because the only reason, Nadja, that I own Tanzanite is because I found Jewellery Maker. Pure and simple. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one of my favourite gemstones, and I've got many favourite gemstones.
Yeah.
But this one really is just because of the colour it's got. It's
Yeah.
such a unique...
But did you own Tanzanite before Jewellery Maker?
I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know what it was before I heard of Jewellery Maker. So
Really?
Yeah, that's why I said it was the first gemstone I ever bought, because
It was actually, yeah, you said that earlier on this morning. I knew of Tanzanite before Jewellery Maker. I've worked in the industry, however, I never imagined I'd own it. The one I used to long for, literally swoon over was like £13,500 in the jewellery establishment that I worked at, and I'm going back to when I was in my early 20s, so it was a long time ago. So I never thought that it would be within my personal collection. So I've got a lot to be grateful for, and I know lots of you share that sentiment. There's no denying the quality and the consistency of quality. We had quantity. It is a birthday deal which is being honoured, and I know, yes, we're coming to the end of the latter part of the month, and our birthday celebrations were at the beginning of the month, but like I said, this might well have slipped through the net. It might have been a deliberate executive decision, I don't know, because Tanzanite is one of those gemstones that our quantity, what we've got in the vault, is very, very, very meticulously monitored, and rightly so. We've our own managing director, Colin, and Bella, head of buying team, are over in Jaipur right now, so desperately trying to source out further opportunities like this. They will be. I don't know if they'll be successful on it, because unfortunately the opportunities don't come around every single day. I've got over 30 of those still in baskets and people still on the phone line, so please do. 46 in baskets to be exact, and people still multi-buying, and lots of you on the phone lines. Stay where you are. Do not miss that chance. Do not miss that chance to get hold of this. I have got coming up, and I'm going to show it next to, actually. Look at the length of this strand. There are only 20 of these, look. Don't you think this is a beautiful combination? Lavender opal. 42 centimetres you've got here. I'll take the Tanzanite out because I think that's pretty much sold out. Can I hold it? Look, have you ever seen an opal strand that long?
No.
And in the plain rounds, I love this, the lavender hue. I actually launched a lavender opal strand a few weeks back, and again I think it was part of the birthday celebrations, and I was talking about how it's that sort of go-between between like the blues and the pinks. It's got, some of them are more blue, some of them are more pinks, but they've all got that lovely texture and formation, totally and utterly natural. Now I've only got 20 of these available. What on earth is that? Sorry, Kim. That was me talking to Kim. Kim. I had to question that, sorry. 40 in baskets in a matter of seconds. First come, first. What on earth? I can't get that question out of my head. It's sold out, well done. Stay where you are, stay where you are. Tanzanite, lavender opal, and now blue fluorite. Ooh, now this is the most colourful mineral on the planet. Oh my goodness, look at this.
Beautiful.
Fluorite can sometimes be very heavily included, I suppose. There's always different colours give different variations, I suppose, but it's often doesn't have what we call diaphanity or clarity. Wait till you see this. Look at that diaphanity and clarity. You've got beautiful blue fluorite. Yes, you've got the flashes of colours coming through, but you know, that's the beauty of fluorite. Fluorite is about colours. It's about yellows, pinks, greens, blues. How amazing. And this is totally natural. Now, I've done showcases of fluorite in the past, and the majority of it would always have been in some way, shape or form enhanced. You know, it might have been irradiated, might have been treated, and that's absolutely fine. But this needed none of that. Look at that clarity. That's exceedingly special, because like I said, it's generally a gemstone which can be very abundant, I suppose, in characteristics. Let's call them characteristics rather than inclusions. Already Webber is making those confirmations. I'm drawn to every single one of these gorgeous colours. I mean, we're under magnification on your screen right now. You can scrutinise this better than I can right now. It's having it in my own two hands right here in the studios, because the clarity on your screens is under magnification. And you can see there's no imperfections. I can't detect any visible imperfections, and I've got 20/20 vision. 15 centimetre strand. Do you know what, Kim? You do it to me every time. every single time. I said on Tuesday that I actually thought that the show lineup that Rob put together in terms of the gemstones was so beautiful. I said this has got to be one of the most the prettiest lineups that we've had. Do you know what? We're rivaling that, Kim. We're rivaling that today, don't you think? Don't you think? And super competitive in terms of price points. Irene, Dumfries and Galloway, Maureen, Deborah, Natalie, Tyne Ware, Amanda, Derbyshire, Jill, Lynn, Susan, Karen. I've got USA, UK. Rose gold coming up next, by the way, which will look absolutely incredible. Can I put this across the back of my hand and then bring back in those Tanzanites? Because I think that's an amazing combination as well, don't you? There's literally a handful left of the Tanzanites, by the way. So well done if you got those. Don't you think that's very, very oceanic?
Oh, very. You said it. I mean, I'm looking at the fluorite. Just reminds me of beaches again. That shallow water that you get. You know the color, the turquoise color you get when the water is shallow at the beach. That's what it reminds me of.
When it's shallow and it's tropical.
Yes, palm trees.
We were talking about
beach.
holidays earlier on. Doesn't this take you there? We were talking about, because we were envious of our Amelia going on her honeymoon in a few weeks' time. Bless her, off to Hawaii, and we were like, oh, I bet you the waters are that colour in Hawaii.
Oh,
now,
must be,
there we are, Amelia. You have that one. Just think. You just keep hold of that one, because just think about your trip to Hawaii when you're under the stress of wedding preparations and everything. Not long now. 2 weeks and 2 days. Okay, moving on to. Oh, these are beautiful. They're really. Of the big rose gold. Look at the size of these. Oh, I was going to say. Right, sorry, I was just a bit confused by my producer then when she said so. It was me, Kim. It was totally me, not you. Can I show you these, though? These are really big. Okay. Solid sterling silver. Look at the size of the actual ball itself. Can you see that? You could just wear them as studs, couldn't you? You've got a 4mm ball, and then you've got the actual little, which you can remove if you wanted to, the actual jump ring, which is attached, and of course the post, and of course the butterfly backs. Now, literally yesterday, I've got some ruby earrings. They're only teeny weeny, and I've lost the backs for them. I've lost the butterfly backs for them, so I had to rummage through trying to find. You probably remember me buying them actually. I had to rummage through my jewellery collection to try and find butterfly backs to match those backs. So can I just say the price that all of these are going to, I would pay for one pair of backs. They are sterling silver and they have got that lovely rose gold. But again, you've got the big size too. So the big size butterfly, not the tiny ones that get lost under your fingernail or bend. They're really substantial. Now in quantity, we had a triple figure quantity, but already lots of you there. Precious metal should be $14.95. That's for 10 pairs. How about we bring you 10 pairs, but £1 a pair for sterling silver? £1 a pair for sterling silver. Nadja, how easy would it be to take some gemstones and attach them to these?
Well, very easy. If you can use a pair of brown nose pliers, you can attach a gemstone to that.
What components would I need to add?
Probably you would need a featherweight head pin, maybe a bit of wire if you want to make some rosary links, and that's all you need. And obviously some beautiful gemstones to go with a sterling silver.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple as. Or if you wanted these just to be studs, you can wear them as they are, or you can literally cut off this, keep hold of it obviously because that's precious metal, so it's got a monetary value, and just wear them as sterling silver studs. You know, you pay more than a tenner when you go and get your ears pierced, don't you, for your sterling silver. Absolutely incredible. Again, we've got more deals coming your way. The deal of the day is up at 11 o'clock, Ethiopian Opal. I've also got, in fact, let's give you a little sneaky peek of your deal of the day. This could potentially be one of the most affordable for like quality that you've ever seen. Those of you that are investing in this gorgeous gemstone and doing so in abundance because of the quality that we're actually we have here, this is going to excite you. I mean, look at the play of colour that you're getting within the deal of the day. That's absolutely astonishing, and yet it's under, can I give an approximate, yeah, approximate price promise, under £50, and I'm not just talking by 5 pence either. That's coming your way. That's coming your way. We've also got, look at these, check these beauties out. Amazonite, like we've never seen it before. Coming up straight after the break. Look at all of these gorgeous cabochons. They're fab, aren't they? I love this gemstone. We were talking about holidays. Oh, it takes me there straight away. That's coming up literally straight after the break, so do not go anywhere. So much more amazing deals and opportunities after this.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
When you place your first order with Jewellery Maker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
Welcome back, everybody. Lovely to be with you this morning. My name's Elle, and we're going to go into our next kit where we have, or rather, Nadja has been making for men. So fantastic. But before we do, this is back in stock, back by popular demand. We've been inundated, and it was back last year that we first brought this to your screen. And it was a reorder, and it's taken us this length of time to be able to bring it to you. Now, that said, I think it's going to be one of our sort of one-show wonders. You know, it's going to be on the screen and then sold out within a matter of moments. The reason for that is Amazonite. What we're used to, I suppose, here at Jewellery Maker is more the small little individual chips and nuggets, not of any big size necessarily. Now, these Amazonites are substantial. You're getting an entire quantity, 730 carats in total, of Amazonite cabochons. Look at these. Absolutely stunning, and again, all different shapes, all different sizes. It's an opaque gemstone, so you're not going to see diaphanity or clarity. It's all going to be about sort of that wonderful glow that you get from Amazonite and the beautiful patterns. And in fact, I'm going to pop them on the actual desk itself because I think you can see the colour a lot better then, can't you? So let's do that, and exactly how many you get. Now, we were talking earlier on about gemstones that take us to sort of warmer climates, I suppose. And who was cold yesterday? I was absolutely freezing. I actually put the heating on in my house, which is very unusual for me, Nadja. You know I'm a radiator at the moment, but freezing. This is such a tropical looking gemstone, and contrary to what the name actually indicates, not actually mined around the Amazonian river. This gorgeous gemstone comes from the continent of Africa, but like I said, natural colours here, beautiful combinations of sort of pastel blues and greens, if you like. A reorder from last year. Like I said, it's taken us pretty much 365 days to get this back into the vault and onto your screens. Now, I've got here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You might get 14, 16, you might get 8 or 9 or 10. It's the carat weight that we guarantee. All variations of shapes and sizes. I've got prisms to your pairs, to your ovals, different thicknesses as well. You know, all different shapes and sizes, but with the same beautiful tropical colour. Absolutely astounding. And again, already lots and lots of you there checking out. Now, if you are one of those like me that gets a little bit intimidated by wire wrapping, I'm not great at it, no matter how much I try, and I have been trying for 4 years. I do it, but like not in abundance. Never be deterred by cabochons, because one of the most effective way of actually sort of including cabochons into your designs is just by using a simple amount of glue. And many designers, many jewellery houses will do exactly that, won't they, Nadja?
Yeah, you see it all the time.
Just literally a little bit of glue on some backing fabric, and then maybe use your seed beads around.
I mean, that's what I did with one of the kits I had. I used glue to attach a bit of macramé on top of the stone. There's nothing wrong with using glue. No, nothing wrong whatsoever. It's a bit of a I don't know. Would you say, what's the word I'm looking for? I always lose this word as well. It's one of those procedures that we don't like to do. So, gosh, what is it called? What is it called? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, basically, it's a procedure that almost some jewellery makers think, oh, well, no, that's cheating. It's not cheating. It's actually sort of what the professionals will do in many, many cases. So, yeah, actually fix these to some backing fabric and then use maybe some of your seed bead pearls or some of your two-trues around to create that wonderful halo. Brand new in reorder stock from last year because we loved them so much and they sold out so quickly. It's taken us this length of time to get them back onto your screens. Get them as soon as you can. $17.95 for 730 carats here. And again, there's so many different variations. Look how dramatic this sort of teardrop is. Very elongated in its shape and its size. And one of the most elegant of colours, I think. You know, it's bordering on jadeite colours, isn't it? Amazonite. It's absolutely stunning. This real turquoise, greeny. It reminds me of a jade vine. I don't know if you've ever seen that flower. It's a vine that actually grows in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, it's that same colour. It's beautiful.
A jade vine.
It's jade vine, yeah.
Oh,
If you
that's
look it
something
up.
for me to look up then on the internet. So have a little look if you're online right now. Yeah, beautiful colours. It just really warms the sort of soul, I suppose. $17.95 was already amazing. Back in stock. It is going to be what we say, what I call a one-show wonder. I think it's going to be on your screen and gone, just because, like I said, it's taken us a year. A year. I always say it wrong. That's my accent. A year to get back into stock. $12.95 only. And you've got so many big statement looks here, so many. With your S-Lon, with your C-Lon that we've launched this morning as well, that would look incredible, because you can micro macrame around these, can't you?
Oh, perfect for that. They're perfect because you've got the different shapes and thicknesses. You can do different designs or types of wraps. You can use them for that very well.
Absolutely, yeah, totally agree, and it will cage it and look after the gemstone as well at the same time. Fabulous, very busy, well done. We had less than 100 of these available, and we have crashed that price point for a reintroductory price. Again, so busy on the web and on the phone lines, and I'm not surprised in the slightest, because I can bring you Amazonite, and I've brought you Amazonite recently, where they're little nuggets or chips, but not the big cabochons. You know, and I'm loving those pastel hues, so on trend at the moment. Okay, if you've got those that phone in your hand, do not abandon those calls, because you will be successful. Stop permitting, of course. Love them, love them, love them. I love Amazonite. Any pastel-y gemstone I think is absolutely beautiful. I'm picturing that with your rose quartz faceted rounds that you had in the first kit, or yeah, your 2 trues, or they would be amazing as well. Okay, let's bring you your kit. Now, makes for men. How many of you have been asking us to cater more for your men's jewellery, or not more, but you want to see a little bit more? Unisex, I suppose, style pieces and opportunities. This is your should be price. We brought it on your screen straight away. We're not going to stop there. Now, okay, with your S-Lon. Now, so I'm thinking quite manly tones, maybe like your khaki. Khaki's quite manly, isn't it? Wes, do you reckon khaki's manly? Yeah? Would you wear khaki?
Yeah, I'd wear khaki.
He'd wear khaki. Adam, would you wear khaki? Yeah, yeah. Okay, well that's good enough for me then, because there's 2 very manly men here. 2 manly men. Manly men. Anyway. Manly men, manly men here in the studio. Are these tones that you would absolutely enjoy wearing, maybe in some micro macrame or something incredible like that? You've got here your S-Lon in 0.3, in 0.4 and in your 0.9 as well. Now the 0.9 builds up quite thicker, because it's thicker it'll build up pattern a lot quicker. And your 0.3 is great, as you saw in the last demonstration with Nadja, or maybe you didn't, if not look back on YouTube. Then you can actually use this to attach gemstones as well. In total, you've got 432 metres of your S-Lon in those lovely organic natural tones. Now, when I think of sort of gents jewellery, I do, well, I'm going by sort of my own partner's sort of style and fashion sense. It tends to be the darker colours that he wears in sort of jewellery specifically. So something like golden obsidian would be absolutely amazing. Now, for all of those of you that are also Game of Thrones fans, anybody here? I only started watching it a few weeks ago. I've caught up, yeah. That's how much Game of Thrones I've actually watched. No, not yet. I've got that one to come. Anyway, sorry, Kim was saying, have you watched the recent one? Now, this is actually in Game of Thrones. They call it dragon's glass. And it kills the night. It kills the what are they called? White Walkers. There we go. It kills them. This gorgeous gemstone has got chatoyancy. It's exceedingly visual, fascinating, because as you get closer and closer and closer to it, you see like this galaxy, almost like a galaxy of stars. Now, your golden obsidian here is 8mm in terms of their size. There we are, and 150 carats. Now, I've also got your rosewood plain rounds. I've got tiger ebony plain rounds. Let's bring those in. And I've also got your Robles wood. Have I said that right? or Robble's wood, I don't know. Plain rounds, all in 3mm sizes. I think Robble's. I don't know why I'm going with Robble's, but I'm going with that. Robble's wood. You've got 3 different colours. Look at that. Again, are we very manly? I'm thinking very masculine so far. Still not done though, because there's more to be added. How about some brown cocoa shell in irregular squares, so a really lovely shape and size. You're actually looking at the side profile here, so not necessarily the widest dimension. 4 strands from your shell to your wood to your obsidian. Again, very masculine colours, but at the same time, I would wear these as well. In fact, I'm wearing quite a similar colour dress at the moment today. So should be priced as £35.80. Don't forget, it is your kit tombola. So that means Kim doesn't determine the price tag, nor me. Oh, hang on, and you've got these. And you've got your clasps. You've got your clasps as well that come along, 3 pieces, and I think it had to be gold with those colours, don't you? So you're actually getting those as well. I beg your pardon, they were tucked away and hiding away. Okay, let's determine the tombola price, shall we? Let's bring in our state-of-the-art tombola. It's like the National Lottery, isn't it? Can you imagine if this was like the lottery and it was just little individual tickets like this?
I'd play all the time.
I reckon we'd stand more chance of winning, to be honest. Anyway, okay. Drum roll! Oh, you haven't got one. Drum roll, Nadja.
Drum roll.
Very good. I can't open it. Wait, I actually can't open it.
Well, it's a man's
Oh, here you go.
so
I got it. Just took a bit of brute force there. Have I got one? Yes. This kit is going to £20.45. That is over a third off. For 4 strands, including your golden obsidian, your wood and your 3 strands of your, shell and your wood, and your clasp, and all of that S-Lon as well. 30 in baskets instantaneously. I'm not in the least bit surprised because we love those earthy colours, but I know its title makes for men, but similarly I would wear these colours as well. Mustard is really on trend at the moment, you know. Khaki is really on trend at the moment as well. Grab it whilst you can. These would look fantastic with the Amazonite that you've just seen as well, don't you think? Now I've got a few more items to bring you before we take a wander over to our lovely Nadja. First, let's bring you some jump rings. Who needs jump rings? We always need jump rings, don't we?
never have enough.
Never, ever can you have too many jump rings. Now, look at these. They're beautiful. You can see the quality. That's always the case with our products, but you can see that these are really high-end quality jump rings. They have to be sterling silver, right? Yeah, I thought so. There's only 120 of these available. It's not nearly enough. You're getting 50 in a pack. Solid sterling silver with your gold overlay. They're precision open, precision cut, straight away web bidders on the phone, and they're 5mm. 5mm, so they're a little bit smaller than what you see more frequently. So that's great if you don't want your jump ring, if you're creating maybe sort of delicate designs. You don't want to then put a really big cumbersome jump ring on there because it just looks a little bit weird. If you want to create something more sort of yeah, delicate, I suppose, and maybe more associated to sort of your high-end gemstones. I would certainly have a little bit of urgency in this opportunity because 120 is not nearly enough, because our should-be price is already £6.95 and we're not even stopping there. That's 50 in a pack you're getting. We're already too low. Even if you've got jump rings coming out of your ears, why would you pass this up? £4.95 for sterling silver, Nadja. £4.95 for sterling silver jump rings with your gold overlay as well. There's over a gram of sterling silver, and they're the smaller size, which we don't see every single day just because it tends to be, we tend to see more the 7mm and the 9mm really, don't we? So the 5mm are great for more your delicate designs. Similarly, you can be used in your chainmail as well. Already loads of you there, web bidders, but packing up with it in your baskets. Again, please check out if you want to guarantee success. The majority, and I'm looking, excuse me, about 60-70% of you are actually choosing to multi-buy 2s and 3s, most definitely. So first come, first serve. This will be a sellout in a matter of minutes. No ifs, buts or maybes. I'm absolutely certain of that. We've still got approximately 50 of you with it still in your basket, and people on the phone lines. Do stay where you are. Again, use these. They are a mechanism, but they are also can be very much part of the actual design itself. Moving on. Some gorgeous crimps in rows. Hang on, have you seen the thickness of these? I love the fact even our crimps are getting better. I mean, there's not much you can do to alter a crimp, is there? There's not much you can do to alter a crimp tube. They are a tube, effectively, but yet they sit. Look at the size of these. Now they are 2 by 2, but look at the thickness. Can you see that? Look how substantial those crimp tubes are. They have grammage, absolutely. It doesn't give me the details, but you can tell it. You can tell just by looking at it. Look at those. Do you see, they're more square-like, obviously, because they've got the dimensions of a square. But obviously they are a tube, so you can actually feed things through. But earlier on I had the elongated, and do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring them in for contrast, so you can actually see the difference. Just to show you. Both beautiful. It's all down to what you want them for. Like these are the 3 by 1.5. They're long and thin, and these are sort of short and fat, if you like. And they've got definite width to the sterling silver as well. I didn't think you could actually better a crimp, but apparently so. Apparently you can. There's a full 50 in a pack. Full 50 in a pack, and these are really substantial. Again, I would be multi-buying and making a bracelet out of these. Check out this price point. For solid sterling silver with a gold overlay. And all of that gram weight that you're getting there. I'm going to hold one of these up. Again, just get some beading thread, thread it through. Oh, do you know what? It doesn't have to, oops, it doesn't even have to be beading thread. Look how substantial that hole is. You'd probably get your S-Lon and your C-Lon through there.
Yeah. You would.
Do you reckon your S-Lon would go through?
I think the 0.4 would go through that. 0.5, I think it is, would definitely go through. Even the 0.9 out of push, I don't really know how wide they are.
Well, they're 2 by 2 mil,
yeah,
so
I'm sure it would, yeah, actually.
So your 1 mil is going to go through?
It might, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. $3.95 only. Well done. I've got time to squeeze in one more deal. And then we wander over to our lovely Nadja. Okay, moving on to... ooh! I haven't seen this gemstone in a while. Oh, this would be great with this kit. Makes for men, smoky quartz. Oh, I tell you what, it's a marriage made in heaven, isn't it? Smoky quartz, but even more manly and... That's me being manly, by the way. Do you want me to do it again? Tom doesn't growl, no, he doesn't. But he's definitely manly. He's definitely manly. I think about nuggets and rough shapes and sizes. It's just what goes on in my head. Who was growling yesterday? Deb Rudge was growling yesterday. Oh, I tell you what, maybe we're all just... Maybe there's just a lot of testosterone around at the moment. Not in here currently, because we are all ladies. Anyway. All ladies. Well, female.
Yeah.
Only joking. You've got just shy of a metre here of beautiful, rich, smoky quartz. You're definitely a lady, Nadja. Ooh. Definitely a lady. I love the fusion of those rich, full-bodied espresso tones, and then you get that intense flash of brilliance. $2.95. What? Why wouldn't you just add this to your order? Because look, don't you think that looks amazing with the kit? The clarity, it just gives it another dimension. You've got, you know, the textures of the wood, the shell, the obsidian, and then you've got the diaphanity and clarity that comes from your smoky quartz. I just think it's a really lovely addition to this kit. And the first time I've actually seen smoky quartz nuggets, and I don't know how long. Absolutely adore it. Well done. Stay where you are. Mrs. Pauline, Susan and Alex, and Vivian and Michelle, and Susan in Herefordshire's there as well. I'm going to take a wander over to our lovely Nadja, because we want the inspiration and we want the guidance from our amazing Nadja. So, I'm coming, Nadja, I'm coming.
Do you want the hand?
I'm shimmying over to you. The longer I sit down, the more I set.
Yeah, no, I remember that too.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember those days? And the more baby seems to nestle as well, so it's, I kind of get, I'm waddling more and more and more. Anyway, I love these collars. I mean, I know we've called it makes for men, but I would very much wear this as well.
Yeah, the colours were fantastic, and the way I know it's very manly is I put it past my son and my husband first.
Aha, so you did the boy test. I
did the boy test, yeah, and my son said he'd wear that, so I thought, okay.
There we go. Well, there we go. That's good. That would be good enough for me as well. Do you know, funny enough, actually, the first piece of jewellery that I made Tom, my fiance, was obsidian.
Oh, really? I think that's a perfect stone for men. Yeah.
It was just a simple stretchy bracelet, but it was, and he wears it still today. It was an obsidian plain, I think it was 8mm rounds as well. It's the first piece of jewellery that I made. Because do you know what it was? He'd gone to... It was before I actually came back to Jewellery Maker for any length of time, but he'd gone to one of those fashion shops, bought a load of stretchy bracelets, and I was like, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing? So I made him some, and I made him throw them away. So really? Yeah, I made him throw those away. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, very much bracelets are a very manly thing, aren't they?
Yes, I thought bracelets are very much what men like to wear, so loads of those.
And it's a shame really that men are restricted in the sense of jewellery more so than we are.
Yeah, I mean they can't really even wear earrings and, you know.
Not to the same level as us, do they? I mean, each their own, of course. So which one of these are you going to be demonstrating for us?
The far to your side, I think right, is it?
So the far left.
The far left.
Okay.
Yours, yeah.
Which is a nice slim bracelet, but it's actually, you've got the gemstones actually sitting on top.
Yes, that's right.
Which is just beautiful. Yeah. Okay, and what gauge of your S-Lon have you actually used from this kit?
For that one, I've used the 0.5, I think that's a 0.9. Sorry.
0.9.
0.9, the 0.9, the thicker one, and the 0.5 as well. Okay, so what I've done is just used for the core, the thicker gauge, just to give it a bit more volume, and then the thinner one just to wrap with.
Fantastic. Right, I'll move out your way. Yeah. And over to you, my darling.
Okay. So to make this bracelet, you're going to need 12 strands of the 0.9. Okay. These are going to be our cores. You don't need terribly much of it because you only need it to be the length of the bracelet, plus a bit of extra space to tie the square knots at the end. So probably this is about, I've used an extra length. It's probably about 1 meter, so you don't really need that much. Okay. And then what you do is you tie them in an overhand knot and attach it to your board. So you leave that's about 10 centimeters at the end. You just need that extra length so that you're able to tie knots later on with it. And then just tuck that back into your board. So that again is nice and tight. Control over your cord's always quite important, so that everything sits. And then what we need to do is separate all of those cords into 2 equal parts. So that's 6 on the left and then 6 on the right. And what we're going to do with this particular design is a weave rather than a knot. Okay. For the center. So we then take the brown lawn cord. You need quite a good length of that, probably about 3 meters as well.
And what gauge is this? The 0.4?
That's the point. Is it 0.4? I call it 0.5, but it's 0.4, yeah. So that's just to actually do the weaving with. And then what we're going to do is simply like a normal wire weave is a figure of 8 around those cords.
Okay.
So we take that thinner cord and start by wrapping it around the right hand core section. So simply bring it up and loop it around. I'm just going to bring this down a bit so that you can see. And then loop it back over towards the left, pull it out, and then just simply shift everything up in place and pull that knot tight right up to the top. And then just tuck your core back into your board so that it's nice and taut. And then what you do is, once the cord is on the left, you need to bring it back to the right. So bring it over to the top, and don't worry if it comes loose, because it'll tighten up again once you shift it up. So once you've done that, use your thumb
just to push it right up.
Push it right up. It'll settle into place later on. And once you've done that, tuck the left hand core into your board and release the right hand one, and do the same. So you then just simply shift it up, and you would just keep going back and forth.
So this is kind of like a figure of 8 design, have I got that right?
Yep, it's just a figure of 8 design, and all you need to do is just make sure that each time you do weave, I'm going to do a few more to show you how it builds up.
Yeah.
You would just have to push it up. So it's a figure
I'll
of
hold
8.
you that. Does that help if I hold that for
Thank
you?
you.
Bless you.
Yeah, normally when I do it at home, I have the smaller board, which I quite like working with.
Just what you're used to, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I'm used to. Yeah. So then you would just keep weaving, and every time you do a loop, you would shift it up with your finger and bring it over.
Kind of like plaiting. It's like plaiting hair, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a very, very simple technique. It's like when you do the wire weave and you have 2 of your 0.1 mil wires and maybe a 0.4 wire to weave around. It's exactly the same, just with cord. And the nice thing about this is that it's quite flexible, and you can use many different colors. It's very wearable, and also this very pattern I've used for the other design here that's got 4 strands. You can add in different colors.
So this is the same pattern?
This one here.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, I am. There. This is amazing. That's incredible.
Thank you. So that's basically just exactly the same technique. Just use 4 core cords and 2 different colors, and you can use as many strands as you like. You can make it as fat as,
or as narrow as you wanted. So basically over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under.
That's all you would do. So this is basically what it looks like. Once you've knotted, obviously it doesn't look quite as nice and tidy as it should right now. But you would just carry on with that sort of pattern and build it up until you get to
this wonderful stage. Now,
this stage.
Okay, before we go any further, I spoke about this gemstone earlier on and the colours, and we were trying desperately to recall in the break when the last time we actually saw fire opal was. I mean, opal, yes, I know you've seen, and I've got a massive opportunity coming up at 11 o'clock. But fire opal, which to me, it literally looks as it's described. It has got like those sort of burning embers appearance, totally natural. This gorgeous gemstone, you can find it from different locations, but you're getting a double opportunity. So 2 fire opal strands here, and it's a combination, and they're all fire opal, they just come in various different colours. Yes, you still have the play of colour, you don't sacrifice that at all, but you get these very deep reds, beautiful glistening oranges, and wonderful crisp whites even, which is which again we haven't seen very frequently. There are a few white gemstones out there, but fire opal can actually offer that. Totally and utterly natural, from one of my favourite locations in terms of offering this gemstone, and that is of course Mexico, just because I think it, you can imagine it, can't you, sort of in those volcanic areas, which is often discovered, and you can imagine this being sort of like the chilies and the cuisine of Mexico, definitely. I suppose. You can almost taste it. Now these are faceted rondelles. 29 centimetres on each of those strands, so you've got almost 60 centimetres cumulatively, from 3x1 right the way up to 5x1 millimetres in their size and dimension. Love them, and totally natural, not dyed in any way, shape or form. Now, this is gonna look amazing firstly with your kit, Nadja, don't you think?
It would. Perfect manly colours.
Yeah, gonna look amazing. $15.90 is our should-be price, Nadja. Can you even get your head around that?
No.
I can't. I literally cannot get my head around it. Fire opal. I've got my old next door my neighbour, not the one current, previous, had fire opal as an engagement ring.
Oh, and I love the orange, the burnt sort of caramel orange.
Yeah, it's such a delicious gemstone, and it's so rarely seen, even with us here at Jewellery Maker, and we're bringing you 2 strands for, well, it's less than a £5 each. Deb Briggs, hello my darling, she said, I bought a strand of fire opal for the first time a few weeks ago. I love it. I made a simple bracelet and I wear it all the time. That's the thing, Deb, I totally agree with you. Because it is so energetic, don't you think? And there's so much about it, there's so much personality, I suppose, to a fire opal, that you can keep it very, very basic in terms of its design.
Yeah, well, just as the name suggests. You know.
Yeah, well, that's what my neighbour said to me, bless her. She said, and she's in her 70s, she's just fab, and she said to me, Eleanor, fire opal's my engagement ring because it's the same as my personality, quite fiery. And she's like, little, but she's right, she is a fiery person, a bubbly person. I think it absolutely screams her personality. Totally natural. How beautiful is that? Amazing. Great for this kit, but also great for, well, any style of jewellery. Well done. I've only got 10 left. Not surprised. Not surprised. Back to you, Nadja. Now, you could leave it like this, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. I mean, that's exactly what I've done with the bigger bracelet. I haven't added any gemstones to it. But for this one, I just thought it would be quite nice to add a bit of the wood in between. So once you've finished, you just obviously get, and that's a nice sort of design because you can take it off and measure the length and see if it would fit you, and if it doesn't, you can either take off or add on a few wraps, so it's quite easy.
Can we just show off the top here? Because I don't know if you're going to do this, but
yeah.
look, you are. Nadja's going to show you. But look how beautiful the end is there. Tailors off. Very, very neat, Nadja. Oh, sorry, I just wanted to show that off.
Right. Well, we're going to get to the end now, so I'm going to show you that first, how to finish off, and then I'm going to show you how to add the gemstones to that. So I'm just going to pin it down to my board again to have the control over it. So what we obviously need to do to bring it down to that taper, this sort of end at the, I'm going to bring it down to show you. This sort of end only has 3 quarts to it. It's a flat, so we're going to need to taper down the cords to come to 3 only. So what we're going to do is take one of your green cords on the left and then one of the green cords on our right, and we're going to tuck away the core for now into our board. And what we're going to do is start off with a square knot, and it's a very simple knot. Again, it's one of the very easiest knots that you can get in macramé. So to tie a square knot, again, you make a 4 with the left hand cord over your core, and the right hand cord feeds through the loop underneath your core cords, and you pull it tight. So that's the first half of your knot, and to complete it, bring it back from the right hand side, so you make a reverse 4, and then bring the left hand cord, feed the loose end under your core and out through towards the right. And we're just going to carry on for about 4 knots of this, so I'm going to do just 4 more. So that's 1 and 2. And then the good thing is with this, if you ever go away and let's say you have to go and answer the door or something.
It happens, these things, you get disturbed, don't you?
Yeah. And if you come back and you can't remember which side of the knot you've just started, so if you come back and you have a look, there's a little loop on the right hand side.
If we just lift that up a bit and then we can show everybody, there we go.
There you go. If you have a look here, there's a little loop on the side that you need to knot from. So the doorbell rings and you go away and you can't remember where you've left off. and this is the side you're going to be knotting with.
Love it.
If you don't do that, then the knot will look out a little
Even if you know, if you're anything like me at the moment, I'm particularly forgetful. So you might not necessarily be disturbed, but you forget which direction you've just gone in.
I wasn't going to say because that happens to me all the time.
No, yeah, I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. What did I just do? Or you walk up the stairs. What did I come up here for? All the time.
Does it really?
All the time. So this is a technique that you don't have to have a particularly good memory for.
No, which is good for me.
It's good for me as well. Absolutely. Now, whilst Nadja is continuing that square knot, this is if you're wondering what this very strange object is, strange but beautiful, isn't it? Now it is, if I hold it like so, you can actually see there's a graduation to it as well. Solid wood, it's our bracelet mandrel. This is the circular bracelet mandrel. So great for cuffs, but also for bangles. I've seen lovely Fleur's been creating some lovely solid sterling silver bracelets just lately, and absolutely beautiful. So you can hammer on this, you can bake on this, you can shape on this, you can do all sorts.
I've got one.
You've got one of these, have you? Yeah, they're really lovely. And do you know, if you actually go into sort of your cook shops, and if you were to buy just a rolling pin, they can be so expensive. I mean, this is a proper jewellery making component and tool, one that will last a lifetime because it's not hollow, you know.
Yeah, it's quite strong.
Yeah, that is a solid wood. 15 inches in its length. And it goes right the way up to 2.5 inches in its actual diameter. Solid wood, and like I said, they always sell out. I've seen lots of people use these as displays as well within sort of shows and fetes and craft fairs and things like that. Because you can of course stack bracelets or whatever on it as well. Coming your way at £9.95. You know, creating that curvature and shape, because sometimes we're looking around. What do you use yours for?
I use it for my photography.
Right, very good. See, that's another thing. I've noticed our jewellery makers are getting amazing. Well, you're all very good at photography as well, very artistic. Just how you display your pieces when you send them into the Wall of Fame. So, you know, I bet at craft shows and fairs,
that would look amazing.
They look amazing. You know, you can if I was to put this up like this, for example, and it was on my craft fair, I can have like little christening bangles here.
That's right.
Right the way down to your gents' jewellery at the bottom. Couldn't you? That's what the graduation actually is for itself. And solid wood, of course. Now, well done. Stay where you are on this phone end. Don't get to bring that to you every single day, so I wanted to sneak that in. Okay, now.
Right, okie. So now that we have actually tied our first 4 square knots, what we need to do is obviously come out to that taper. Okay,
yes.
So we need to cut
yes, how
off.
do you do that?
Yeah, what you would do is then just simply cut off. Now, please excuse the scissors. These are the only ones they let me keep at the airport. So what you would do then
of course, yeah, because Nadja travels here. So
they don't let me keep them. So what you would need to do is separate out 4 of your 0.9mm cords and simply cut those off as closely as possible to the square knots. And don't worry if there's a little bit of a fuzzy bit, because it'll be hidden within the knots we're going to be tying next. Okay, so we've cut those cords off. Take your cord and again tuck this into your board for more control, and then simply tie 2 more square knots. So it's again coming from the left and feeding from the right. So that's 1/2, and then the second half. And you can already see how much narrower these knots kind of sit. So that's one, and that's the second half. So now we've got 2 extra knots created, and again we need to taper down. So I'm going to release all of the cords and cut off 3 of the green cords, and then that brown cord as well.
And you're literally cutting, you're not necessarily sealing or anything like that?
Nothing, because it'll sit nicely with the knots will hide it.
Fabulous.
Also cut off the last brown cord now. There you go. And now we're only left with the 3 cords that we actually need to to tie the plait. So again, we're going to need 2 more square knots around that. Just tuck this in. Okay. So 2 more. Again, the cords are getting a bit short. That's why we need a bit of an extra length when we start, so that we have enough cord to tie the square knots, because this sort of particular pattern uses up quite a lot of cord very quickly, especially with a thicker cord.
But then it's not an issue because you've got plenty within this. I mean, you could create so many of these bracelets, couldn't you?
I mean, I've got stacks left.
Yeah, stacks and stacks left. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. And then do you just literally go into a normal braid?
Yeah, and then all you would do is take your 3 cords and simply braid them. Or plait them.
Normal plait, like you would actually do in your hair, basically.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you're an absolute master at.
Well, after so many years of doing it, yeah, I have to do it every night. I couldn't sleep without plaiting my hair.
I was going to say, do you go to sleep with your hair plaited?
No, yeah, I have to.
Because otherwise, it would. I bet you'd be lying on it in all sorts, wouldn't you?
I would be pulling my neck out of place, I think.
So there we go. Just normal plait.
Normal plait, and then I'm going to tie an overhand knot at the end, just to keep that plait in place. Let's do. And now to finish off, this is the bracelet itself. So then what we would do, before we're going to finish off, I'm going to add some beads. And to do this, I've used the 0.3, I don't know if you can see it here, the 0.3 cord.
Well, funny you should say that, because with the actual 0.3 cord, could you use the new C-Lon?
Oh yes, you could, yeah.
Because I'm thinking this.
Look at it now.
Yeah, it's like it's a 0.1 millimeter gauge, so it'd be perfect for this, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because basically, it's a what you're about to do is almost soutache, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more like sewing.
More like sewing, yeah. So you're going to embellish the braid with the gemstones. So this would be absolutely perfect for it, because it is a very, very, very. In fact, I think it's our finest.
I haven't seen that before at all.
Yeah, well, it's brand new in today, launched today. Now you're actually getting all 8 of these, and in total 600 meters.
That's so much cord.
Just that flash of colour.
I mean, see, I have hardly used any. I mean, you'd have tons and tons of that.
I mean, if I just literally show you this, I'm drawn to this one for gents jewellery. Do you know what I mean? If I showed this next to, can I borrow your bracelet, Nadja? But look, don't you think that would look amazing, just running through the centre of this? Just to have that little pop of colour.
Yeah, you could make.
Oh, it's like those chocolate lime sweets.
Sweets again.
Oh, I love those. Claire doesn't like them. I love them. I think they're delicious. Now, look at those. All 8, 600 meters for $9.95. It was launched literally this morning. We're recapping it for the second time, so grab them as soon as you possibly can. Notice how they're almost really glossy. They've got a lovely exterior coating almost. Really silky. But I've also got a second bundle. So if you're told that you're going to miss out on these, have I missed a colour? 5? Am I getting 5? Yeah, okay. This with the fire opal that you've just had, don't you think?
Perfect. It's exact colour match.
Absolutely, I'm going to bring him in actually. Don't you think? That's my arm. I promise. I do promise. Look, don't you think that combination? Oh, I mean, even the white of the C-Lon there.
That's exact colour match, isn't it?
It really is incredible. So your cookies and cream again. You've got that 0.1 millimeter gauge, and $6.95. Just for that, adding the gemstones, you could use this, couldn't you?
Yeah, and it's incredibly strong.
Yeah, and it's going to go such a long way as well. So rather than use up maybe your thicker gauges for what Nadja's about to show you, could use this. Amazing. Grab it whilst you can. Brand new product. So absolutely loving it. Congratulations to you. Thank you, Nadja. Now, okay. So how do we embellish these gemstones?
Right, so what you do with those, obviously you need to, I sewed them on this time, so what you need to do is just take a needle, a very thin sort of beading needle, and the 0.3 millimeter cord. You don't need much of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to start by attaching the cord to the bracelet that we've just made. So what you need to do is feed it through once near the end. okay, of the bracelet, and just feed it through, and then come back the other way once. It's just so that you attach the cord to the bracelet quite securely, so it doesn't come loose. Obviously it gets tangled everywhere now. So pull that through, and then come back just one more time to go through that
So
loop.
you are basically sewing.
You're sewing. It's basically when you start a button.
Yeah.
You know, when you bring it through that loop, and then you basically just wrap it once or twice around itself, and then pull that tight. Very carefully. There we go. And that will create a knot.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've done that. And the next thing we need to do is, I've just prepared my beads here. The best way to do it, if you have a bracelet and you want to attach those beads to it, you'd need to lay out your beads and then just check that they actually fit onto the bracelet, so that you get a nice pattern going. Unless you just have them attached singularly.
Yeah, unless you want something very sporadic.
Yeah, that's right. So then you just set that aside and start. So the way I've done it, the needle is fine enough and the beads are great because with their holes, I can just simply feed them all on to the needle, and they go through the needle onto the cord itself, which is something I really loved. So you don't have to take the needle off the cord every time you want to thread on the bead. So that's just one more. And the last one for this. Feed it on. And all you do to sew it on is check the length of...
So you're not literally sewing each bead,
No.
you're doing sort of 3 at a time?
Yeah, 3 at a time. So you've got this like that, sitting right on top, and then kind of come in a bit at an angle so that the cord is sort of hidden. Pull it through and pull that tight, so you can see how it sits it in place. And then just kind of gauge the width of where the needle comes out again. It's about 0.5 centimeter, I'd say. And then just come out a bit at an angle and feed the cord through. And then just carry on attaching all of the beads in that manner until you get to the end, and that's all you do. Okay, and then to finish off, obviously you would recreate that sort of loop that we've done at the beginning. So that would be all of your beads attached. It's really simple like that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love this design. So do get making for your men's jewellery. Well, but at the same time, I'd wear it. I would definitely
great,
wear it. Okay, now maybe you're thinking, I love the idea of this. I love the idea of embellishing sort of your thread, that sort of cord or fabric basically with your gemstones, but maybe it's going to take you a time to master Nadja's incredible skill. Well, just rewatch it at your pace, and again, there's lots of tutorials available. But you could do the same technique with these, couldn't you?
Yes, you could. Yeah.
As in you could sew onto.
Oh, absolutely. I think these are fantastic for soutache, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Perfect for that.
I'm just going to get some of these out so you can actually see the thickness. They are, and I don't know, they're quite cylindrical, so it's actually a tube, effectively. And if I actually run my fingers, it actually opens out. Can you see that? It's flat, but at the same time, it can also be a tube. Braided ribbons, so it's all full, sort of 360, I suppose. So there's nothing stopping you encasing gemstones with them as well.
That would be quite nice, I think, if they sort of open up a bit like a mesh type.
Yeah, they are kind of like a wire mesh in terms of the actual structure, I suppose. You're getting all 3 colours, the chocolate, the copper, and also the bronze, which go amazing with the gemstones that you've just seen. It should be for 30 metres, £9.95. That's 10 metres on each of these. Is that 10 metres, yeah? On each spool, yeah. 30 metres in total. £5.95.
That's really good. Do you know, those always make me think of, I don't know if I should say that already, Christmas decorations.
I've said it a few times. No, I have, yeah, I have. Christmas decorations, any kind of decorations, to be honest, because I think, you know, sort of your card making, your embellishing. embellishing cushions and things like that. Claire was just saying, Elle, is your dress made out of this? Hey, I tell you what, I could definitely make it look a bit more special, couldn't I? Because to be honest, it's one of those few things that I can wear at the moment. But yeah, so it's a bit unimaginative. But yeah, a bit of zari thread, maybe along the stripes or something like that. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. But yeah, as maybe an alternative or an easier option. Great for going around cabochons as well.
Yes.
Great for that. Okay, back to you, my lovely Nadja.
Right, so the last thing we need to do, obviously, is create the finish. Okay, we need to sort of bring this bracelet here this one is exactly the same, so I'm just going to bring that over. So what we need to do is create the sliding clasp at the end, okay, so that we can actually
adjust it.
Adjust it, yes. It's really quite nice I think for men in particular who don't really like to have gold and silver sometimes, so it's quite nice to have just a simple material section. Okay, so what we're going to do for this is, it's a bit fiddly with all of the cords, so I'm just going to cut them off.
Just using simple nail scissors.
Simple nail scissors. It's the only thing they let me keep. Everything else they take off me.
And you're going through the airport.
Yep. So cut these off.
Okay.
And
I'll just put that
the other side. So to make it a bit, there we go. So all of these are now cut off. Going to remove this one. See, I can't even break this cord.
No, you can't. Whereas if it was a lot weaker, then, and that's the 0.3 gauge too.
That's what I'm saying. I can't even. What do you say? Rip it off?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you would do is bring the cords that you're having here, and you're going to fold them over each other. So these are the sections we need to bring together. And then what I normally do is just use a needle to pin this down so that they will actually stay like that. And then I also lay just 2 cords of the 0.9 across over everything. And then what you need next is a length of about, let's say, 60 centimeters of your 0.9 cord. We're going to be using that to tie the square knots. So I'm just going to turn this around like so and take the 0.9 I've just cut off and feed that underneath everything like so, and bring it up. So it looks a bit fiddly because there are so many cords, but it'll make sense just now. So we've got this cord here. I'm going to tie it with an overhand knot. Pull it tight like so. Where's it? Oh.
So again, this is just like a little bit more fiddly.
It is at the moment.
At the moment.
There we go. So here you have your cords. So now it sort of ties them all in a bunch. So you've got your 2 cords in the center, your 2 overlays, and we're going to tie a section of square knots really. So what we're going to start doing is come from the left and then come from the right. Feed that underneath it and through, and tie the very first half of the square knot, and then just come back. Once the first knot is tied, it becomes much easier again. So then you come back.
And this sliding knot you see in lots of designers at the moment, Thomas Sabo and Shambhala. If I just turn this round for everybody to see, this is what a sliding knot is called, and yeah, it's used in gents and ladies jewellery. So basically, you go like so, and it slides together. It's adjustable, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So
and that's the nice thing about it, because it fits many different wrists. As long as it fits, when you make these, make sure that it actually fits over the wrist before you tie it off, because some people have got bigger fists than others. So you just carry on and do as many knots as you'd like. Obviously, the bigger the section of square knots, the wider the bracelet will sit. So I'm just going to do a few more. And once you have tied enough square knots, okay, all you would do is add a touch of glue and cut it off. So now, before we do that, the 2 sections we've added in earlier, those 2 loose cords, okay, we're just going to pull them out.
Oh, right, okay.
And the reason for that is when we're tying the square knots, it's quite easy to tie too hard, and then the knot can't actually slide.
Right, so it actually keeps it keeps it loose enough to slide.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we've added those in first, and then we we take them off.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and
Good
that's
tip.
all you do. Yeah, add a bit of glue on the end. I tend to melt the ends.
Yeah, or splice, whichever way you refer to it as. Thank you, Nadja, as always, so beautifully demonstrated, and I did not know about leaving those 2 cords in a sliding knot. That's top tip. Well done. Get created. Enjoy all of these wonderful demonstrations, and of course watch them back if you've just tuned in, because there was a lot to be learnt. More from the wonderful Nadja. We have the deal of the day coming up literally in a few minutes' time. Look at this quality of Ethiopian opal. Oh my goodness. That's coming up and guaranteed at under £50. So if ever you've been wanting and waiting for this gorgeous gemstone, but maybe not had the chance for whatever reason, maybe today is the day your dream comes true.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information. Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy to follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques. Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you.
Potentially one of the biggest auctions of the week, year, month, whatever. Every single colour is available, don't you think? I mean, this recording, what we've actually done here is just shown you the exception. You know, we've shown you the exceptional quality, because what we've done is dim those lights dim the lights and given you an opportunity to just still see the play of colour, even under subdued light conditions. And then here in the studio, obviously where we're smothered in lights, you're going to see it at its brightest. So just showing you different light conditions, just how amazing the quality of Ethiopian opal is. Now, it was only discovered in 2008, Ethiopian opal, and unfortunately, it is looking like it may well deplete before the likes of Tanzanite, your Sheilds, gemstones, one location of gemstones like Larimar, because unfortunately so little is coming out of the ground. The main seam, which actually looked like, well, I suppose, like the Grand Canyon, really. It was a massive gully through the Earth's crust, was mined on vertical cliff fronts by teams of miners that were obviously searching for quality like this. But there's big difference in examples of quality. Ethiopian opal, or opal generally, can actually be quite an opaque gemstone. Ethiopian opal is famed and celebrated because of its semi-translucency. Notice how you can actually see play of colour not just across the surface, but actually right down into the heart of the gemstones as well. I'm so excited to show you this opportunity, and I'm going to pop it on a mat as well so you can actually see the contrast against the white, because this gemstone will absolutely, or rather these that you're about to get, are going to absolutely radiate. Now, the deal of the day, it is going to be the best offer, the best possible savings that you can imagine. Surely, with the quality like this, I mean, there's no denying. I mean, you've got that graded quality. You know, 80% play of colour across the surface of the gemstone actually is regarded gemologically and by gemologists as exceptional. Now, I'm just pointing to one, just because it's at the front of the strand, but can you see a single area of that gemstone which is not displaying play of colour? This also shows you the combination between pinfire, which you've got here, pinfire play of colour, and then where you've got sort of more your harlequins, where there's big patches of colour, boldness, and that's the different variations. Harlequin, there's honeycomb, there's pinfire, there's variations of those different types as well. Now this is absolutely double stranded. You can see the quality, you can see the intensities of colours. Look at that orange one there, just amazing. Totally and utterly natural, but it is a gemstone that I'm suggesting you get sooner rather than later, because the reality is the main seam is no longer in production. Now, there is a very small location just to the west which is offering such examples, hydrophane quality. Did I just see a total red Ethiopian opal there? The rarest colour, by the way. Now, there is an area, as I said, just to the west which is offering Ethiopian opal, but very limited quantity. There it is, right in the middle, and exceptionally high end, because you've got that liquid-like play of colour. Now, every single one of these are individual solitaires, don't you think? Every single one of these, every single one is totally and utterly natural. Every single one will be different. Like I said, you'll have play of colour, you'll have your pinfire, sorry, you'll have harlequin, you'll have honeycomb, you'll have some which are more of a yellow body colour, some which are a little bit more white, some which are a little bit more translucent. You know, they are absolutely alive with activity. Now, I don't know how many of these we've got available. Okay, Kim's just said, Eleanor, we have 332. That is not a quantity I was expecting. Now, our buying team have now started to grade our gemstones. I had a lengthy conversation with one of our in-house gemologists the other day, and she indicated to me, she said, Eleanor, our grading system has to start somewhere. You know, just because this deal of the day is on your screen and it hasn't got those A's before it doesn't mean it's not graded quality. It does not mean. We have to start somewhere. And I, without hesitation, I'm sure sales manager Scott would agree, who's just stepped into the gallery. I mean, Scott, look at the colours. Unbelievable. This surely has to be of that calibre. Look at the purples, look at the greens, look at the reds, look at the performance. Let's bring it to you. That deal of the day price, over 300, which is remarkable considering the main seam is no longer in production. Get this as soon as you can, because I guaranteed it at under £50, and you can get hold of it at that price tag if you are reacting. You will need to be quite responsive though. Whilst I have got a massive quantity, we're already absolutely jam-packed on the phone lines and also on the web. I mean, if you single this out, and I will count them for you and treat them as solitaires, if you single this out and you actually sort of think, okay, this is that's the calibration, the size, in fact, above the calibration and size that most jewellers would actually set into gold, and the quality that most jewellers would set into gold, you know, then, and you think about £49.95 for every single one of these beautiful Ethiopian opals. That's remarkable. But, and I'm going to work it out actually, per solitaire, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, there's 70 solitaires here. That's less than £1 each of that quality, of that calibre. Not £49.95 though. I did promise that this deal of the day was going to be under 50, and when I say under 50, I'm not talking by a few pennies, I'm talking considerably so. If you've been longing to get hold of Ethiopian opal, but maybe it's not been in your budget, within your affordability yet, or you've just simply missed the chance because they've sold out, I totally get that. This is as good as, I mean, we simply cannot replicate opportunities like this for the quality. I mean, how amazing. Every single one of those opals have got, in my opinion, in excess of 80% play of colour. Notice the difference as well. You've got the perfect pin 5, which is like a dusting of all different tiny dots of colour. And then you've also got that intense flash, which smothers the entirety of the gemstone. Either or, both are as sought after as the other. I mean, how incredible is this? The image that you were just looking at, that's under a slightly subdued lighting condition. We did that so you can make the most of, or rather you can appreciate the quality of the opal that you're about to get at both lighting conditions. Here in a studio where we're actually smothering it with light, too much to be honest, but yet it's still absolutely radiating, and then under maybe lots of candlelight, I suppose, you still see all of those colour intensities. Rosalane, Jill, Suzanne, Lorna, Isabel, well done to you, Bridget, Christina, Lorna and Anne and Carol and Merseyside and Marilyn and Buckinghamshire and Hampshire and Margaret. I literally cannot keep up with all of the names. I own an Ethiopian opal. And I can tell you this much, it is no way near as good as some of the ones on this strand. No way near as good. And mine is set into gold. I've got no problem telling you that. No problem whatsoever. And please do regard this, not necessarily as a strand, but as an absolute parcel. Every single one. Do you notice I've got that colour? I'm not having to search for it. I'm certainly not having to shelter it. You've got it across the entire length. I mean, that's the difference, Nadja. You know, you've got consistency and you've got quality on every single one of these solitary gemstones.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single one that doesn't have colour.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
Right.
You know, sometimes, you know, with certain all right, I could probably bring you Ethiopian opal and maybe even better this price tag, but it wouldn't have the presence of what you're seeing, and I certainly wouldn't have it across every single one of those gemstones. Absolutely incredible, and I'm deliberately just rotating this back and forth so you can appreciate the quality of every single one of those. I need to move on in the essence of time because there's so much more to bring you, so many more deals as well. Well done, stay where you are, speak to our contact centre. We had 300, we haven't got anywhere near that quantity remaining. But more deals, including this next star buy, which is up next. Oh, these were hiding from me. Oh, these are absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness, my goodness. I tell you what, we are really, really, really sort of pushing the boundaries of cutting skills. Look at that fire, look at that clarity. But, you know, we're lucky enough to work with some of the biggest cutting lapidarists names in the world. And who are constantly, consistently coming up with new styles of cuts, which then go on to be a brand and often patented. I'm going to make if you think about Asher, Joseph Asher was responsible for the Asher cut, which he patented for many, many years, and it's absolutely global right now. What's to say that this cut is not going to be the next one of those? These aren't just fancy drops. Can I just say, this could be the next true solitaire, maybe the next take on the round brilliant cut. Now, you've actually got a pavilion which is where the actual drill hole is, but then the crown and where the table facets would actually be. Look at this. Look at that shape. Do you see what I mean? I've never seen the shape before, never, ever, ever, and I love it. I'm picturing it in a solitaire ring or something like that, just one of them. How incredible are these? And also, can I just point out, how amazing is this quartz? You know, this is a shining example of what quartz can be. It can replicate, rival even, you know, the clarity, the fire, the dispersion of some of the best diamonds in the world. I mean, you've got absolute, beautiful, crystal clear, colourless clarity, in terms of colour, and absolutely amazing clarity. I'm asking you now, as we literally scan across the entirety of the strand, can you see a single imperfection? Me either. Me either. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 individual solitaires. Just before our managing director actually went over to India and Bella, they were showing me pictures and saying, Eleanor, what do you look forward to talking about on air? What do you think our jewellery maker customers want to see more of? I mean, we do listen to you, and I was thinking, okay, say something that's not necessarily obvious as well. And it's cuts, it's the unusual cuts, don't you think?
Yeah, you don't often get to see that.
Really don't. I'm in love with this strand. I'm going to go as far as saying this is one of my favourite strands of the year. High praise. Absolutely meant. You can suspend these, you can elevate these. In fact, I'm getting married next year. Just imagine these on some shepherd hook earrings. They're stunning, aren't they?
Beautiful, yeah. They would look great in a floating design. Again, I just love putting them, just to display them, have like a very fine nylon thread so that you don't actually see the thread. Just the stones around your neckline. Oh,
these are breathtaking, aren't they? And I'm going to be quite controversial and actually say they could rival some of the finest sort of round brilliant cut in terms of what they're offering. I mean, look at that amount of fire. Absolutely incredible. The pavilion facets have even got multiple. I don't know how many there are, but I'm guessing there's going to be more than 58. Already lots of you on those phone lines. If you want something which is obviously a very high-end, luxurious strand, but also want something which is quite new and innovative, and different, then I think this is the one for you, don't you? I mean, again, look at it laying against the actual hand. Look at it against the skin tones itself. They sparkle like some of the finest decolourless diamonds. Now, this should be, and bear in mind the amount of skill that goes into sort of faceting a gemstone like this, our should be price for all of these for 75 carats. Look how intricate that is. That's almost like my mum and dad have got a crystal paperweight, which plays with the light in a sort of a kaleidoscope style way. This is a genuine gemstone. It's not something which has been cut from glass. Absolutely amazing. $34.95 is where we should be, but we're not stopping there. Look at that light reflecting on the back of my skin. How many did I have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 solitaires. Even under soft focus on the screen that you just saw, look at the fire, that spectrum of colour that you see reflecting. That's just over £2 per gemstone. just over. I mean, if you do your gem setting or your claw setting, they've got the pavilion there, which is crying out to be sort of, in my eyes, just, you know, positioned like so, positioned upright. And then maybe have some perfect earrings to match and a pendant to match, because they would equally, like you said, suspend or float. Loving it. As you can tell, I'm getting very, very excited about these. Alongside any of your high-end gemstone strands that you have just seen already, lots of you on those phone lines. Check out those baskets as soon as you possibly can. Absolutely amazing. With something like this, of this caliber, and again, shining example of the rarity of quartz of this grade. Quartz is an abundant mineral. Gem quality like this, no, you don't see. You do not see every single day. And I stand by what I said earlier on. I think this is one of my favourite strands of the entire year. Love it. Well done. Stay where you are on those phones, and I'm joining you on that. That's incredible, don't you think? But with this, you're going to want to have some solid sterling silver findings. Sorry, which one's these? Oh, these are all the copper ones that you get. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. It's the new ones. Got a big quantity. Now, if you were tuning in yesterday, you might have seen the deal that Kim's about to bring you these copper findings at. There's over 100 pieces, including 15 of your ball head pins, 15 of your heart head pins, 15 of your featherweight head pins, 1 pair of silver plated ear wires, 15 of your open jump rings, 15 of your crimp covers, 3 of your ribbon ends with your extended chain, 20 of your crimp tubes, 1 meter of your overlink chain, which I've got across my hand, 10 of your puffy heart beads, 1 of your toggle clasps, 1 of your S hook clasps, 2 pairs of your shepherd hook earrings, and 1 of your twisted heart toggle clasps as well. So over 100 components in total, and really beautiful components as well. All of which match beautifully. The colours, the tones, you can see how lustrous it is. Has got your silver plating, so precious metal on top of your copper itself. I mean, these look how lovely they are. Beautiful decoration, aren't they? Amazing decoration. 100 pieces within the pack. Now, we've got a massive quantity, but it's coming at an incredible morning show savings price. Should be our target price for 100. Don't bear in mind there's 100 in here. Didn't we used to sort of offer like sort of half that quantity around this price? $100 pieces? Not at $7.95. For everything that you need, from your jump rings to your crimps to your crimp covers to your chain, $5.95. They do keep you making jewellery for a very long time, don't they, Nadja?
Oh, they do. I mean, it's all you need to make a full set, and probably 20 sets.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, you need your findings to make your jewellery, without shadow of a doubt. That's what they are, the mechanics, I suppose, but they can also be the absolute features. I mean, look how beautiful this toggle clasp is. That's a lovely little heart with sort of a twisted rope like design. Similarly, you've actually got these lovely heart beads, multiples of those. You've got a slightly different toggle clasp here, the ear wires, very contemporary, super busy today. Well done. Do stay on those phones, and again, you're not restricted. If you want to buy multiples of these, if you want to get 10, 20, you absolutely can. We're not restricting you in any way. It's that lovely silver crisp luster that we absolutely adore. Because it's got the genuine silver coating, effectively. Now, I need to move on because we've got loads to squeeze in this hour, including... Oh, bolt rings. We had the sterling silver earlier on. They sold out, didn't they? Pretty much, Kim says. Now we're bringing you the bolt rings in the copper. God, you get loads. Look at all these. I've got a 268 quantity, but that's not masses when you think about it, because you know we had 1,000 quantity of the luxury bead scoop, and it's still sold out literally in a matter of minutes. Now These are, you're basically getting double the components. So I know it says 50, you're actually really getting 100 because you actually get the jump ring on top of the actual bolt ring itself. Now they measure 8 by 5 millimeters, so do you see what I mean? There's actually really 100 components within. Now the bolt ring itself is 8 by 5. The jump ring in terms of its measurement, about the same, I think, actually, because it does look, no measurements, but I'm looking, hang on a second, I think, yeah, 8 millimeter, looks approximately the same, I would say. So you're going to get that real consistency as well. Earlier on we had sterling silver jump rings, I think they've, bolt rings, I think they've all but sold out. Already lots of our web bidders on those phone lines. 50 bolt rings, but also 50 jump rings, which again come with the precision cuts themselves. Straight away, web bidders checking out on those baskets. 0800 644 655 is the number to call. I've got over 250 of these available, but they're going to fly. They are absolutely going to fly. Don't you think that there's a time for a lobster claw and there's a time for a bolt ring?
Yeah, I think you have to have different sort of styles depending on what sort of jewellery you're making. So you need, I think bolt clasps are better for more detailed, delicate designs.
I think these look amazing, look absolutely incredible alongside sort of your chainmail-like designs, because you've got those lovely sort of spherical continuation, haven't you? Okay, should be £4.95. Really? Under a fiver is our target price. Is this a bit pointless bringing on to our live show? I mean, yes, well, okay. What I mean by that is sometimes, you'll have offers like this, prices like this on our website, and they'll sell out like so. Putting it on our live show and then dropping the price to £2.95, that might well actually be a pointless exercise on our part, not for you, of course, fantastic. If you want to get 10 of these, why not? If you got 10, still only costing you about, what 20 odd quid? No. You know, and look how many bolt rings. I don't know if you need to buy bolt rings for years upon years upon years. Super, super, super busy on those phone lines. Please check out those baskets, and telephone bidders, thank you so much for your patience. It has been very, very busy this morning. Penelope, Janet, Catherine, Julie, Shirley, Suzanne, people, I'm looking at 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s even, and again, I'm not surprised by that at all. The reality is, I know it says 50, but you've actually got 100. Are you of the same mindset as me?
Yeah, because you've got 2 components in that, don't you?
Yeah, you've actually got you've got the jump rings, which we sell individually, and you've got your bolt rings, which you sell individually. Yeah. So it's actually a double whammy, isn't it? A double whammy. So really, you're paying £3.50. So really, you're paying £1.50 for 50 jump rings and £1.50 for 50 bolt rings. Does that make sense? Or is it just mine that works that way, that breaks it down? And like I said, an 8 by 5 millimeters, so 100 individual components, very, very busy. We had a 260 approximate quantity, but we're still not done. Stay where you are. I've got to move on in the essence of time. There's still quantities there and you have done it. But before we go any further, I need to introduce this next gemstone. It's so amazingly beautiful that many people actually refer to it as unbelievably beautiful. Many people believe that this gemstone actually is or was actually laboratory enhanced or even laboratory created. Absolutely, categorically not the case. This is Sheilds. It is natural. It is coming up as a star by one. That's a sentence I don't get to say very often, and I love to talk about it. Now, for those of you that have never heard of Sharite before, it is a very complex gemstone with a very complex chemical composition. It includes sodium, phosphorus and also calcium, so three combinations of. But as I said, it's often referred to as an unnaturally beautiful gemstone. Now, don't let that mislead you, because this is a natural gemstone, but people think it's so beautiful, it's so distinctive that it's almost too good to be true. But in actual fact, this gemstone, like I said, its complexity, its wonderful swirls and migrations that you actually get through of this gorgeous gemstone is all down to Mother Nature. It was only actually recognised in 1978 as a gemstone, and by the way, the rarity that you actually get here, the rarity and the limited amount of supply that we actually have available, and the high demand that there is for Sharite, means that this gorgeous gemstone is on the verge of depletion. Now, the mine, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, is Russia. It's a Siberian mine, and they actually consider that and believe that it is going to deplete in a very, very, very foreseeable future. I can't say how long that will be, but we are talking imminent, which will be a real crying shame. So definitely, for all of those collectors and connoisseurs, get it as soon as you possibly can. As I said, this natural gemstone is all produced by Mother Nature. It has slight levels of chatoyancy, so you're going to see a play of light, beautiful formations and silvers running across the surface of the gemstone. It's all about natural colour. That purple, those wonderful purples and creams and blacks, are all Mother Nature's incredible doing, and very, very distinctive markings. Now, like I said, if you've never heard of Sharite before, it is a gemstone which most designers would absolutely love to work with, but simply can't, just because there's not enough of it around. Now, you can see that we've regarded this deal of the day as AAA grade. You know, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that in terms of quality. It's got chatoyancy, it's got colour, it's got the perfect amount of patterns, it's not hazy. You've definitely got that distinction and separation of those patterns, and you've got that definite violet colour coming through. It's incredible, and it is one of our proudest gemstones that we actually sell here at Jewellery Maker. However, we've only got a sort of a couple of opportunities ourselves within the vault itself. We've actually got people multi-buying, and I do not blame you. I would be doing exactly the same. Like I said, often described as the unnaturally beautiful gemstone, and what they mean by that is not that it's not natural. They mean it is so beautiful it's almost too good to be true, that it hasn't actually undergone any laboratory enhancement whatsoever. 10mm plain rounds, because of the sheer indulgence and the quality and the rarity, it would all be about the gemstone in my eyes. It would all be about sort of keeping the design very, very simple, and of course I will lean to Nadja and ask her what she thinks that it'll be. Can I just show you a one of them which has really attracted my attention? Look at this, look at that. Isn't that incredible?
Looks like a planet, a purple planet.
Just amazing, absolutely. And every single one has got that exceptional quality. Now, we have less than 100 of these available. It's a double deal of the day. Maxine in Tennessee, I have these Sharites, and they are stunning. They really are. So massive congratulations to you, Maxine. I bet you love them. I bet you absolutely adore them. It's a double deal of the day. On the back of what we've brought you Ethiopian Opal, Sharite, we brought you Tanzanite earlier on. You know, this is one of our highest caliber gemstones, and certainly one of the most challenging to purchase and get hold of. But yet, all things considered, it's also coming your way at a deal of the day price point. So again, super opportunity to get hold of this gemstone at the most affordable price. It was only commercially introduced to the gemstone world in 1978 and already on the verge of depletion. So we talk about Tanzanite as being a one generational gem. You know what? This is even more so than that, even more so than Tanzanite. So that's saying something. And the reality is, this is natural, totally natural. natural. Good luck and well done to every single one of you. $59.95 for a 260 carat weight opportunity of Charoite. I don't get to speak about it every single day. However, I know that if you are in a position to treat yourself to it, you will be head over heels in love, because Charoite is one of those gemstones. It's so individual and unique.
Absolutely. I think you would have to put that was a precious metal for sure.
Sorry, say that again.
You would have to put that was a precious metal. For
yeah,
sure.
oh, definitely.
Yeah,
the sterling silver that we've actually had earlier on, 110%. Or just simply restrand it with that, all the S-Lon or C-Lon that we've actually had. Just imagine this around the neckline, exposed to natural sunlight, so all of the chatoyancy and the silvers run through. Incredible. Again, check out those baskets. Stay on those phone lines. I need to move on in the essence of times, because sticking with your purple now, I don't want to pass with that. Can I just keep it closer to me, because I love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, moving on, because we have got also, earlier on today I brought you these big, beautiful amethysts that were back in stock. They were a reorder from last year. Now we've got just over 100 left. We didn't have anywhere. We had massive quantities, and believe me, there'll be more people than 100 wanting to get hold of them. Your lavender amethyst, you've got 550 carats here, and we're going right the way up to 40 by 38 millimeters. Still got tons and tons and tons of these in baskets. Quite organic, rough dimensions, which we absolutely adore. Drilled through the centre, and you'll notice that the actual cord itself is thick, so you can easily get through probably numerous braids and cords.
Yeah, you could do so much. I mean, what I would do with those is have a spiral knot in between each of those, just to show off the stones.
Yeah.
Like that, so that would look really quite nice. Purple cord.
Our customers are always asking us, Nadja, for these sort of organic shapes, and they don't have to be used all together. You can single them out. Like I was saying, I'd wear one on sort of with a tassel, or on a longer style necklace, and you were saying, nah, I'd go to town, I'd put them all on one piece. Why not? Why on earth not? What will amaze you is that for the carat weight, for the fact that these are natural Brazilian amethyst with that really lovely rare sort of Rose de France hue, we can bring it to you at a single figure price tag and then some. Now we have got under 100 of these available, and masses of you still have it in your baskets. If you're watching on the repeats, give it a go. Do give it a go, but I can't guarantee you success. More often than not, you know, even when I step out of the studio, which is in sort of an hour and a half's time, and I actually go to sort of place my own orders, items have already sold out. I highly think this is going to be exactly the case, just because of how statement they are, and they are really big statement style pieces of jewellery. Again, I can't see you on the phone, I can't see your names as of yet, but do stay where you are. Sally, Yorkshire, there we go, Vivian, Edwina, Michelle, Elizabeth, Alison, check out those baskets. We're inundated, so at the moment we've been super busy right the way throughout the course of the morning. These would be great with gents jewellery, even though they're quite a soft pastel colour. Don't you think they'd be great with gents jewellery?
I think just like a single stone, maybe as a neck piece, would look fantastic for that. I mean, just the rustic sort of nature of them makes it perfect for men's jewellery, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, just because it's a little bit more, like I said, structural. It's a little bit more organic and well, it is natural. Okay, stay where you are on those phone lines. Absolutely incredible. Got to move on. Move on to your lovely crimps. Okay. Is it these ones? Sterling silver crimps. We had earlier on the rose gold version of these that were 2x2. 2x2 in terms of their measurements. So they're a little bit more square. And we've been talking about the fact that a crimp, you'd think a crimp was a crimp, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
A little tube of precious metal. You know, I wouldn't think that you could necessarily make that better. But actually, it's funny, isn't it? Just by adding a little bit more of your precious metal, adding just a little bit more geometric shapes, I suppose. I haven't got a huge quantity. The last ones did actually sell out. I've had sort of 3 mil by 1.5 mil. These are more about the squares, and if I just pick one of those up as well, you can actually see the sizes. Solid precious 925 sterling silver, so love it. I'm just now thinking, with those rose gold ones that we had earlier on in the show, which are the same dimensions, can you imagine actually alternating the two?
That look great. As a sort of spacer in between the amethyst nuggets.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think they're almost too beautiful to squash, basically, which is what a crimp bead is all about, but I think they look so lovely on their own, or as they are. I'd certainly be using them as spacers or as decorative features within a piece of jewellery. Now, I've got how many? 196 of these available, but you watch how quickly that quantity plummets, because they're £5.95. That's for a full 50. Now, you can see their substantial gram weights, you can see that they're amazing quality. Do you agree with me? I didn't think a crimp could get much better. You know, it's quite a plain design, I suppose. It's a function, it's a mechanism, ultimately. But actually, functions and practicalities and mechanisms and engineering can actually be beautiful as well. Absolutely beautiful, incredible. Good luck. Dial through as soon as you possibly can. £5.95 only. Good luck to each and every single one of you. 0800 644 655. Absolutely amazing. Check out those baskets though. Do check out those baskets as soon as you possibly can. We had 196. It's not going to stay that quantity at all. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of you there. Okay, incredible. Moving on to tools. We haven't seen many tools. These bent nose pliers. Dig, 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 dig. But these are shorter length. Look at these. Look at these. Sorry, Amelia. I wouldn't spray it. Sorry, there's a hornet in here and I'm just starting to freak out a little bit. There's multiple ones in here. More than one hornet, yeah. Anyway, bring in your graphics. For your short nose pliers, these are the ones. Thank you, Amelia. Okay, what we're going to do, folks, is just quickly bring in your graphics and everything. We're going to bring in your amazing deal. Yeah. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just sort of cut to the break and we're back just trying to sort out. There's 2 big, very, very, very big hornets in the studio. Sorry.
Get interactive with Jewellery Maker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people.
I think when I look back on it, I think I was brought up as a beader, not a jewellery maker, a beader. Because, you know, we always had my granny's button box and lace box and, you know, you could go through her beads and put them all together, string them, you know. Jewellery maker is quality, and if you want the quality, that's who you've got to go to. I like your presenters and the certain ones, yeah, and it's a shame it's so far because I'd like to do loads more courses. But yeah, I will always be buying from Jewellery Maker. I am that sort of person with energy who likes to jump from medium to medium. Depending on what day of the week it is, depending on what I feel like. I find I work differently if I'm sitting in my workroom at the table than I do when I'm sitting with a tray in front of the television. But yeah, no, I would say to new people coming in, if you are looking at genuine gemstones, it's got to be Jewellery Maker. I would say look at the bundles, because I think you do some really good bundles. and press the button quick and buy them. You know, don't wait to think about it, because I think that's one of the big things, is if you wait, it's gone. You can always order, and what I usually do is I'll order, and I'll have other things in the back of my mind that I can add to that order to get your postage money's worth. Yeah. And if I don't like it, I can send it back. But I think that is the way to buy.
We are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with Jewellery Maker. Are you new to jewellery making? Not sure where to start? Then head over to our website and check out our Get Started page. Watch the welcome message from presenter Carol and find out all about Jewellery Maker. Watch one of our easy to follow tutorials where our guest designers will teach you the basics and give you the confidence to start making earrings, bracelets and necklaces. If you prefer to simply have a go, then check out our starter kits. They contain everything you need, including instructions, tools, gemstones and clasps, allowing you to create your very first jewellery pieces. You can either watch the video tutorial or follow the step-by-step instructions to give you plenty of inspiration. We also have an array of beginners workshops that you can attend here at our studios and join our experienced designers and get a taste for this fabulous hobby. We will guide you through the basics to get you started making your own beautiful jewellery. Everyone is welcome in the jewellery making family, so start your jewellery making journey today. Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Do you want to tell everyone about the great purchase you've made from Jewellery Maker? Do you want to shout about the great service you've received? Then why not download the Jewellery Maker's Viewer's Voice app, available for iPhone or Android, and record a video that could be played on Jewellery Maker. Simply search Jewellery Maker Viewer's Voice in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and download our Viewer's Voice app straight to your phone or tablet. You can record as many videos as you like and send them straight to us here at Jewellery Maker. All you have to do is then carry on watching us as usual and wait for your video to be played. Download the JM Viewer's Voice app and you could be the next face we see here on Jewellery Maker.
I started making jewellery about 4 years ago. A friend of mine asked me to go to a class with her, and I love arts and crafts, so I thought, great, that would be lovely. Went along and we did lots of the basic jewellery, such as learning just to attach a clasp. We did a stretchy bracelet, a Byzantine chainmail bracelet, beady beads, all those sort of things. I found out about Jewellery Maker at the classes that I went to. The lady there was very good. She gave us a lot of her suppliers that she used, and she also mentioned Jewellery Maker. So I started watching that and got hooked, and just every day it's on in my home. If I'm doing anything at all, it's always on in the background. I love the Jewellery Maker channel because it's a one-stop shop. You can get virtually anything you need from there. It's good quality products. I think the most important thing would be to say, don't be put off by Carol singing. Just turn the sound down slightly.
Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Join Mark Smith as he introduces you to the incredible world of macrame. In this DVD, Mark guides you along step by step into all the techniques you will need to get started for some fabulous new designs. This includes the tools of the trade, getting started, incorporating beads, finishing touches, and finally learn how to create the beautiful goddess bracelet. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge seller on Jewellery Maker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
I found Jewellery Maker by flicking through the TV one day and being absolutely astounded by the gemstones and the price. Obviously sceptical at first, but within days I'd ordered and never looked back. My first impressions were how friendly the channel is and feeling like being on the other side of the screen, you're still part of it. I enjoy the gemstones most about the channel, but also the presenters and the guest designers learning new techniques. Claire McDonald's my favourite guest designer. Her wire work is absolutely amazing, astounding. I love how the channel's evolved recently. I love the prices that we get, and the customer service is fantastic. Advice for somebody starting out in Jewellery Maker would be to have a little go at everything, see what you like, and then go with that, because you'll excel at whatever you're enjoying.
It's okay. We have got hornets in the studio, which is not cool, but they are being very closely monitored, aren't they? So we're all right. Anyway, anyone who's seen hornet or had a hornet's nest, which I did last summer, they are not nice. Not nice creatures. Anyway, so I'm sorry for that slight interruption. I'm keeping one eye on him and another, obviously, on what we can do in terms of our amazing deals. Now, back to our wonderful short nose pliers. Now, there's all different types of short nose. There's all different types of pliers, rather. You've got the bent nose, you've got the short nose, you've got the long nose. What were these ones for, more specifically, Nadja?
Short nose, I personally use them more for opening jump rings, getting into spaces that I can't really reach. That's what I use them for. I'm sure that other designers have different uses for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so versatile. You can use them for so many things.
So it's about, actually, again, precision. It's what you're comfortable with at the end of the day, because the pliers will always be an extension of your own hands, I suppose. Now, you can see these are from Xuron, and they've got real precision ends. You can see the tips there themselves coming your way. Apology price one, because we did literally have to go, literally nip off air. This is very much, and I often refer to Xuron as the sort of Ferrari, the Ferrari brand of your tools. Need to move on in the essence of time. $14.95 only. Moving on to some lobster claws. Right. Now, earlier on this morning, and I've brought you some amazing sterling silver deals throughout the course of the morning as well, but this was bright and early. In fact, this is what we opened the show with at 8 o'clock. So if you'd be forgiven if you weren't able to tune in. I've still got quite a few of these in baskets, but and by the way, massive quantities have already sold out. But solid precious sterling silver in your lobster claws. I've obviously come with the actual jump ring attached to. Again, good luck, because already people are stand the chance of missing out, I suppose, if they're not reacting. 10 of these in total, and you will not believe the sterling silver price point. Now, throughout the course of the morning, we've done crimps, we've done jump rings, we've had all sorts of offers. Unbeatable offers. Earlier on, you actually saw the bolt rings themselves sell out, and that was well over 250 in terms of quantity. So this is going to be exactly the same. And one of the things we mentioned was that there's always a time for a lobster claw, and there's always a time for a bolt ring. You know, it depends on the design, really, I suppose. Depends on what sort of what kind of braid you've created. If you're talking micro macrame, what kind of design you've made, whether it be chainmail or whether it be wire work, etc. Already lots of you there, and don't forget you are getting all 10 8x3mm in size. $6.95. Genuine solid sterling silver. You know, we're not talking about a base metal with an overlay. We're talking about solid sterling silver here, which I'm yet to find anywhere, Nadja, that can come even remotely close to you.
No, absolutely. It's such a good price for those.
An amazing price point for real luxury and real quality. You know, on the back of today's deal of the day, the Tanzanite, the Peridot that we've had, those amazing quartz that we saw earlier on, the Fluorite, I could go on and on and on and on. These are the components that I would suggest, or certainly in my opinion, command, you know, the highly elevated gemstones at least. Absolutely incredible. That is a recap, so good luck to every single one of you. Okay, moving on to crimp covers. Right. Crimp covers. Where have I put those? Some crimp covers. Have you seen some crimp covers? It's probably me, Amelia. I've probably put them somewhere, my darling. Solid 925 sterling silver, and these are 4mm in size. 4mm in size, so perfect, thank you my darling, perfect for covering those crimps. That's what they're actually designed for, but I actually think they add so much beauty to a piece as well. So they are designed so they close round to create that lovely beautiful spherical shape. Now we've got over 30 still in baskets. This is a recap, so if you've just tuned in, you can grab these as just in the essence of time, do so as quickly as possible because they will run out. Now again, going back to what we were saying previously, Nadja, I can remember when our sterling silver findings would be sort of packs of 20, at best 50. Not 100. I mean, there's over 4 grams of sterling silver.
I don't remember seeing those bigger packs either.
No, I think it's a new thing. I think so anyway, that we've done here at Jewellery Maker. We're bringing the high quality, and now we're bringing it in sort of jumbo packs. Recap though, £9.95 for all 100 of them. All 100, absolutely stunningly beautiful. Well done. Again, I think we've brought you everything that you need. Everything that you actually need in sterling silver. Okay, moving on to your crimps. In the silver, the long ones. Oh, look at these. So we've had the 2x2s in rose gold and silver. I think they sold out. These are the elongated crimps. Now, apart from the obvious, them just being that little bit longer, this is a recap, brought the price straight onto your screen. What other benefits do we have, Nadja, of them actually being that bit longer?
I just think that you can add so much detail and a bit of glitz to your jewellery with those.
Yes.
That's what I think is great about them. Also, the longer they are, if you crimp them, the more, you know, the stronger your piece will actually be.
The stronger they're actually going to be, because there's more surface area actually in contact. Yeah, that makes total sense. £5.95 only. Stay where you are. I need to move on. Now, don't forget, Nadja and I aren't going anywhere. We will be staying with you. If you're with us on Freeview, then join us on the website. All the W's at jewellerymaker.com, or on our, like I say, on our website or YouTube. So, because the deals are set to continue. Don't go anywhere, because we've got payday treats coming after the break. We've got amazing star buys and new wins after this.
Did you know that if you go to